And we're live. Here we go. See the bodies? Everybody see this? Yeah? All right. The one may die well, one may still die. And so it was that Talendor, son of Belenthor, and Onar the dwarf of the Iron Hills met their end in the wilderness on the path from Estelden to Fornost Irain. Our company sought to bring aid to a group of elves and men trapped in the ancient fortress, for it had been set upon by the shadow. But alas, ill fortunes were in the wind, and the company was surrounded by foul spiders of the forest. Each fought bravely, but the Gondorian and dwarf were slain, leaving Aravule wounded, and Arthanur of Imladris stranded in the wilderness. Now, shortly after the battle, our tale begins. The sun is again rising, and the creatures of the forest have gone silent. Pale light tumbles through the trees, and we find Arthanur and Aravule a few miles from the site of the recent slaying. They stop briefly, finding a stream with water that runs clear and clean and cold. There's still a day and a half's journey from Fornost, and they are now 2, rather than 4. So you guys are stumbling through the forest. You're getting near the edge of the forest. The sun is rising. It is mid-October, and this golden light is filtering through the trees. Aravule's wounded, but his wound has been treated somewhat, so he's able to travel with Arthanur by his side. And go ahead.
Am I assisting him when he walks, or is he strong enough to walk on his own?
He's strong enough to walk on his own.
Oh. I'm assuming it's mostly quiet conversation. Or not quiet and little conversation to be, since he and I did not get along very well.
Yeah, Aravule is pale from his wounds and his grief. Doesn't really say too much. When he finds a stream, he kneels down, takes the water into his hands and splashes it onto his face, and then drinks of the stream and sits for a moment and looks off into the glowing sun through the trees silently.
How are your wounds, Ranger?
Well enough to travel.
I will not claim you before Fornost, I hope.
I think not, unless the poison is not stopped.
I have stopped the poison. I'm sure you will at least make it there. I would cup a bit of water and drink it.
These are not
Whenever
cuts.
you are ready.
These are not cuts or bruises. They are simple punctures. The poison is what did me in, nothing more. I will be fine. And
Good. You're made of sterner stuff than your companions, at least.
he winces and looks at him, and he's like, "Do not speak ill of the dead. They were brave, both. It could have been you or me, abandoned to rot, be eaten by spiders."
Indeed, could have been you. I put my hair. They fought well enough, I suppose, but death's still death.
And that much we can agree. Death is most certainly simply death. And he finally stands up. We have a long way to go still. Let us not delay then.
Very well. Rest if need be. I would rather have you at full strength than stumbling around in Fornost, costing lives.
Just rolls his shoulder, and I'll rest when needed. Don't worry.
So you both are able to drink of this clean, crisp water that's coming down from the hills to the north. As you kneel at the side of the stream with the babbling brook kind of washing over your face, and you feel the cool, refreshing, you feel better, the mood is better, and the sun's coming down through the trees, it warms your soul. But I want you each to do a awareness check at TN 16.
Oh boy. Starting this one off right.
Am I still wary? It didn't matter, but I'm just curious.
I mean, yeah. You can't recover on the trail.
Yeah. I still passed.
So I think you already still passed. It's actually a great success. So you notice as you come up from the stream, you
oh my god,
you see like coming down behind Arthanur from a tree on high, just coming down on this big silken web. You see in the reflection of the stream this spider. It's pretty similar to the ones you faced.
Aravule yells out, "Behind you!" and draws his sword and rushes the spider. Foolishly, perhaps, but does so all the same.
Spin about with the spear.
And you guys are able to attack first. And if you want to use a battle roll to get bonus dice, you can. I'll just leave that up to you. You're probably going to finish them off real quick. But
oh well, let's not.
Yeah, let's not be hasty. Exactly.
Let's not be hasty here. Nothing for me.
What stances were you?
Defensive.
Defensive.
Yeah, you guys both would have missed. So you guys both would have missed.
That was for battle rolls.
Yeah.
That wasn't for
Yeah, that was battle rolls.
That was for battle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys are both defensive. Objects and tokens. So we say that one's going to be green. I forget that was. That's red, yellow.
Green was defensive.
Yeah,
I think
that's what you said it for. Mm-hmm.
I think red was forward and
blue was ranged. So
and then orange or whatever is open.
Yeah, neither one of you guys got extra bonus dice, so you can go ahead and roll your attacks.
I think it goes by wit, so it's me, right?
Yep.
So, defensive, spider. Fairies 4, defensive is 9, it's 13. What'd you get?
17.
17, so you hit him.
7.
What's your damage? 5?
7 damage. Oh wait, no, I'm wrong. That's 5. You're right.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Because it's off of the weapon, not the body.
All right, Aravule.
Still hit.
Ooh.
Looks like and a great success at that.
I think that would kill him.
He's 13.
Yep.
My base damage is 7.
Yeah. So you got 7 plus whatever your damage is, so you're good to go. So how's this look? You kill this guy.
7 plus weapon.
Yeah. So Arthanur stabs him with a spear, and I come down and just from the side, just overhand chop to the back, nearly splitting the spider in two, and all its ichor and guts just kind of splash up onto my pants. And he winces and turns around and holds one of the wounds that he has and breathes heavily after such a quick movement.
So after you slay this thing, you're breathing a little heavy and your wounds are starting to hurt. But you notice something glinting from the creature's carapace. In fact, it seems to be beneath the spider as you slayed it, black ichor of the things oozing over this gleaming, this sparkling. Looking closer, the morning sun catches flashes of red and silver and blue and pink, and turning the carcass, you notice there's a few of these like shards of gemstones pressed loosely into the creature's flesh, as if it's been like roosting upon a pile of treasure.
And Aravule like kicks the thing over and points, and he's like, I don't know what this is or where it's from, but could be helpful for the rebuilding of our holdfast. And
I missed some of that because the internet's doing its thing, and it usually does.
there's gems on the bottom of the spider somehow.
There's like some some bits of metal and like some gems and some stuff that looks like this spider's been roosting on like a pile of treasure or something.
Well, Rangers, seeing that you actually struck the killing blow on this one, I suppose the gems are yours. I would flip one off with my spear towards him. I have no need for trinkets such as this anyway.
Not for me, but for Etelson, and for that's a different game. What is our holdfast called? Can't remember.
Estelden.
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 Estelden. Okay.
Right.
For Estelden, and he's like collects them.
Whatever you think would help your shanty town.
So you guys both can roll insight, lore, or craft.
Okay.
Sure. I'll go craft, I think. Lore. My lore's actually better. So I guess I'll do that.
This is favored for me. Oh baby.
Oh baby. They're great. Arvule's on fire today.
Now let's not jinx it.
I think you had enough bad luck last time. So we don't have to worry, I don't think, for this one about jinxing anything.
Not the ultimate bad luck that Chris had.
Pretty fucking close. I think we all got about 4 high.
All right. Aravule just got a message.
These are ancient for sure. They are perhaps the work of Numenor, of the days past. This is strange that this creature would have them on its person. Something must be close, a trove of treasure, or... And he kind of takes in his surroundings, and he's like, something to consider perhaps later, when we are more full strength.
And when we have done what we came here to do.
Aye. Come then, let us keep going and pray we have been done with these spiders.
So the camera comes up from the spider's carcass and the glittering gems. It tracks along this bubbling brook and along the backs of Arthanur and Aravule up over this golden wood. And in the distance, miles and miles away, you see Fornost and you see flames. And there's a screen wipe Star Wars style. So there's a scene cut. So now you're in Fornost. This is actually maybe a few days before that confrontation with the spiders. Okay? So the scene opens in chaos, for shadow and terror has fallen upon Fornost. Some weeks ago, out of the north, upon an ill wind, came an army of savage men and orcs. Led by a leader cloaked in black, they laid siege and quickly conquered the northern part of the city. But all was not lost. A brave host of elves and men dwelt in southern Fornost, near the main gate, did not flee, but rather fought, slaying many orcs and hillmen in their turn. For these secrets delved for secrets. and the artifacts of old and did not scare easily. Though valiant and perhaps foolhardy, the company was eventually surrounded. Now, provisions are low, and they make their last stand against the terror that now storms their walls. There is no hope in victory, only in clever escape, and eventually in vengeance. The air is filled with smoke and soot, and what is warm and good of the sun is blotted out as the orcs start their advance. Goodwill, the hobbit, Vidar, the orc, are the only non-men or elves in this company. You guys are kind of inside this inner courtyard in Fornost, not near the walls, really. And you've kind of like they've taken all the outer courtyards and everything, and you guys have been cloistered into this area. There's flames running everywhere. There's soot in the air. The air is like the sky is so dark that the orcs have no fear of the sunlight. Like every once in a while, a catapult will fling in a mutilated corpse of one of your comrades that are on fire. You can hear these harsh voices outside. You hear hatchets trying to cut down the only exit. So surrounding the courtyard, like these walls that are about 15 feet high, and these can be reached by steps. And so along these walls, you can see elves and men, and their swords are flashing, and they're sort of repelling this orc invasion. And there's archers up there picking them off. And on the courtyard lawn is this really tall guy with fair hair. You know him as Talendil. He's one of the captains of the Rangers. And he just says, "On my word, loose arrows!" And the big volley comes from the courtyard wall and goes over the walls and strikes down a bunch of the orcs. Talendil is near Goodwill, and Goodwill is kind of their morale officer. He's been in charge of their smoke and their drink and their merrymaking. And also near Talendil is Vidar the dwarf, his mattock swinging, and every once in a while, like that orc will make it into the courtyard, and Vidar will just smash him down. And Talendil says, "Master Hobbit, your eyes are keen. You can go places others cannot. Whether it by crack or crag, find us a way out of here. Surely some of our number will perish, but even if a few of us live to see the light of another day, we will exact vengeance on these horrid beasts." Then he turns to the dwarf. "And you, Master Dwarf, let us hope that the sturdiness of your kin is not exaggerated. We are counting on your mattock and your might to keep this filth at bay until our clever hobbit can find us a way out of this mess." So as this battle rages, I want both Vidar and Goodwill to make their battle roll to see how many spared dice they have in the upcoming challenge.
Okay, so this is my... Oh, there we go. I found it.
Yep.
So I haven't rolled anything in here yet.
Yeah, to the left of your skill, there'll be a little ring, and click that, and that's how it rolls.
It'll ask you to manually input the TN, but...
Yeah, and the target number, is it 14?
Yeah, you don't even have to put it in. Like, we've just been kind of...
I mean, it automatically shows up as 14,
Yeah.
so do I just leave it there?
Just leave
Okay.
So Goody got a I.
Yeah.
Yep.
You don't have any battle,
No.
I'm assuming.
No.
Yeah, you don't have any battle, but that doesn't really mean a lot for right now.
Just needed to
It just
get
means
off.
you really suck at battle. All right, so Goody, so these orcs are storming the walls, and Talendil's asking you to find a way out. So what are you gonna do?
At once, Talendil, I think I may be able to find a way. And then Goodwill kind of turns around, searching. But in his mind, he's like, shit. I mean, is gold worth this? He's like questioning why he even got on this adventure. He was not expecting orcs and wild hillmen. So I would like to search in my vicinity to see, like, if there are any cracks or alcoves that then lead to some other room which you can escape from.
Okay. So as you start to do this, like an arrow, an orcish arrow, black feathered arrow, just thumps next to your foot, and you're like, I gotta find a way out of here. So how about either search or explore?
Search. I'm good at search.
Boom.
Nice.
Yeah.
Ooh. So that's what's called a great success. So if you roll that Tengwar rune cipher, you played the last game.
Yeah, I played last game.
No, I forget. So what happens is even throughout this battle, what's going on? You look and see like this sewer grate at the far edge of the courtyard. You run there as fast as your little legs can take you, and you duck. Like there's this orc that gets in your way. You duck under his legs, and behind him you just see an elvish blade just chop the thing's head off, and you make it to this grate, and you try to struggle at it. And actually, with the great success, you just strain, and you can just move it just enough that if you wanted to, your little your portly self, you could fit yourself down into this sewer or whatever. This opening is not going to be big enough, so for any of the men or elves or the dwarves to make it through.
I'm actually going to try and go down and see if there's anything else I can find. Maybe a tunnel, perhaps, and then try and see the tunnel connects back to the room we were in.
Okay. So you drop down into the sewer, and as you do so, the sounds of the battle outside are a little bit muted. And you're going to have initiative, Vidar, since he was successful in that. But in front of you, over the wall, comes an orc soldier. So he stashes down the wall. He has his bent sword, and he's charging you.
Boy, today's a good day. I get to spill the blood of orcs. And he raises his mattock and waits for the orc to get closer. And he's gonna. Am I taking stances now, or?
Yep, just clear your stance.
I'm going to
You have battle die.
not the most forward stance, but the one below that.
That is guarded. No. Open stance. Yep. So that's open. So you're going to be recalling that yellow. Okay.
And as it gets closer, I swing my mattock at him. And how do you roll on the mattock?
I never got a chance to set up your macro.
Oh, okay.
But near your mattock, there's going to be an area where you can just roll it on your character sheet. It's just to the left of your skill.
I see it. Yep.
So you can go ahead and roll that out, and your DC is going to be. Yeah, your DC is going to be. Let's see what his parry is. 4, so it's going to be 13.
Say again?
Your TN that you need to beat is 13.
13. Okay.
Yep.
Oh.
So you miss, and this orc mounts a counterattack, and he misses as well. All right. So now. There's a cutscene. We go back down to Goodwill, exploring down in this sewer, and he can hear Vidar and this orc in battle overhead, and he's trying to find his way through this sewer, this maze. So after that, let's make another search or explore.
Cool. So Goody's not going to go too far if he's going to find something close. He wants to help, but he's not going to abandon Vidar.
Right.
9.
Uh-oh.
That's a shit roll right there.
Yeah.
Not an eye, though.
So what happens is, you think you see something not too far away, and you make a few turns in the sewer, and you just find it's a dead end. You have to retrace your steps back.
Okay. And Goody's like, curses. I can't seem to find a way out and help my friends. Are we to be done for this fine day? And then
In the meantime, while he's down there, another orc storms over the walls, charges Vidar.
Oh, well, another one that wants to meet his maker.
Meet your maker. You're gonna die here with the rest of your kin. And Vidar gets the initiative, but he's now faced with 2 orcs.
So I raise my Matic up.
Remember, also, Goody, by the way, just as a tutorial.
Uh-huh.
You know, you can add your, just remember that.
Okay.
I raise my Matic up and I bring it down on the first one. Also, let's see. No, I guess it wasn't. I know I picked something regarding specific to orcs. Does that have any kind of
Let me look here.
orc lore? I guess it wouldn't in combat.
No, this wouldn't do anything. If you're tracking them or something like that, maybe.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Let's see what you got.
Ah! Swinging wildly. I thought I put 3 in my Matic. I don't know why it says 2 now.
If you spend a hope, you could hit one of them, I think.
Yeah, I'll spend a hope to go ahead and smack one of them.
So that adds to your body, so that's 7. That would give you enough. So subtract the hope on your character sheet.
Uh-huh.
And what's your damage on your Matic?
The damage on the Matic is an 8.
All right. So this orc's like, he's knocked backwards. He's on the ground. You knocked him far enough back that he's unable to retaliate. Just knocked senseless by this Matic. But his buddy that's now on your flank presses forward and says, "I'm gonna gut you like a pig."
Nice.
That's an automatic miss with the Gandalf rune for a bad guy. Alright. So Vidar's up top, fending off these things. Goodwill makes his way back to where the grate is, and he's still trying to find a way out. So, what are you going to do? Goody two-shoes.
I'm going to search again one last time to see if I can find something. But in maybe the opposite direction from which I searched the last time.
Okay.
Since I found a dead end. And do I need to say hope before I roll or after I roll?
No, after.
After.
Yep. That's successful anyway.
Okay.
So as you make your way through this tunnel, eventually you see a little bit of light creeping in from overhead, and actually the battle sounds louder. And as you go forward, you can actually there's a trap door over the top that's actually big enough that somebody could be able to get through.
I see, but I don't know what's above the top trap door. Correct?
You don't know what's up there. You can peek out.
I'll do that. I'll peek out to see what is it that is there.
So if you peek out, you can see that this thing was underneath the sod or something. It's like some sort of trap door. And so, okay, you can just change that, Doc.
Okay.
So you can see there's grass and dirt that drips down as you raise this thing up a couple inches, and your hobbit eyes are looking out, and basically you just see the battle going on. But this trap door and way out is is big enough for people to escape out of.
Okay, so just getting into this tunnel is going to be hard because the way I got in is not big enough for somebody else.
But this thing that you're at right now is.
Oh, okay, so then help me with the mental picture. This trapdoor is, like, say, are there a bunch of enemies between the trapdoor and Vidar and Telendil?
No.
Ah, perfect. So then I'm going to open the trapdoor and pop out and have a wide smile on my face and say, "Look, gentlemen, I found it. As always, Goody delivers."
and Talendale like has an orc on a sword and he kicks it off. He's like, "Master Hobbit, you live. I thought you disappeared into the belly of one of these beasts. What have you found?"
And I say, "Telendil, I was in the sewers underneath, and there is a trapdoor that leads down to them. We should be able to find our way out of here using the sewers."
"If I know anything of sewers," he says, it's got to empty somewhere. I say it's better than ending up here. Eventually we'll be overwhelmed. At that point, Talendil brings up a great horn to his lips and just blows this huge blast. It's and like all the orcs kind of like take a pause. And he's like, "Follow the Hobbit. We'll live to fight another day." And the camera goes back to Vidar. He's being faced by two orcs at this point.
Vidar hears the horn, and he looks at the orc that's in front of him. The other one he pushed back. "It is not your lucky day. The horn will not save you this time. You die now." And he raises his mattock and he brings it down on top of the orc he was fighting.
The one that was already kind of knocked back.
Yeah.
All right, go for it.
What the?
You miss unless you spend a hope.
It's starting.
Are you serious?
So your mattock goes wide. He just grabs the haft of it and he sneers in your face. He says, "You better run with your friends, rats to the sewer. There'll be too much of us. You'll never escape. We'll find you down there too."
Boy, this battle isn't over yet.
Are you going to try to disengage or are you going to fight?
I'm going to go one more round with these guys. He has a hatred for orcs. He wouldn't just walk away that quickly from a battle with orcs.
Miss?
You got that balloon sword.
Miss. So both of them come at you, and how do you fend them off?
One comes at me, and I kind of duck down, and as he comes in, I use my shoulder to come up under him and kind of roll him off to my side. As the other one takes a swing, I use my height advantage to kind of duck under the swing. And as I duck under the swing, as he's coming around, I come back up with my mattock.
Get him in the balls.
Oh, there you go. He's dead.
There it is.
Which one was this?
That was the one, the second one that swung at me.
Okay, yeah, of course.
As I ducked under him, came up around with my mattock, brought it around, and right overhead came down on top of him.
And it just gets demolished. His head just bursts like a melon. Black ichor flies into your face.
Fuck is it?
And you're next, orc.
Yeah. He comes at you, but again misses.
I like their rolls.
Yeah. We're gonna get some of these Gandalfs here.
Yeah, let me have a couple of those. He's gonna be Sauron, of course.
And this one's for you. Go with your friend.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
Hey, let's keep a tally. Oh shit.
Not the spawning. Oh man, he's really wide.
Oh
So
god!
he misses, but as he does, Talondale is to the trap door, and all these rangers are going through there, and Talondale yells back, "Vidar, come! I know your skull may be thick, but I didn't know you had a death wish."
And Goody, before jumping down to Sue, is like, Vidar, to me. And he's like,
Oi! It's your lucky days, orcs. It is your lucky days. And I kind of back away and I head towards Goodwill and Talendale.
I look at the little furry thing roaring like a wargling with his tail between his legs. So they see you guys, and you guys are all now down in the sewer, and you're all running for it, and make a few turns, and you see it's actually quite a ways away. It's like 100 yards. You see light at the end of the tunnel, proverbial tunnel, and so it's maybe Talendale, Goodwill, Vidar, maybe a dozen or so other rangers and a few elves. And from behind you, you see orcs start to drop down into the sewer, following you. Now, Goodwill.
Mhm.
What are you going to do? Talondale says, "Clever hobbit, don't you have anything up your sleeve? Maybe a piece of flint or some of that oil you use to smoke?"
Not that. I need that. I need that. And Goody will use some of that, some of his herb, and he's extremely now he's angry at the orcs for they have cost him his fine herb. And and so he's gonna try and burn some of the herb and throw it so that it kind of causes a smoke screen, maybe. Maybe also calms the orcs down.
Make him roll smoking. I've never seen it before. Or no, that's not a skill, is it? Unfortunately,
it's a speciality.
If it's a trait, it's just automatically successful. So let me look at your sheet here, Goody.
He just toasts up. I need my fingers.
Herbal or smoking. Okay. What happens is you guys are running. These orcs are gaining on you. They're used to being underground. And Goodwill takes a little. He puts some in his pipe and does a little puff, and you see the embers kind of start to glow, and smoke starts coming from his pipe. And he throws it behind him, and it just catches a draft of sewer gas, and just the orcs just all it burns.
Wait, what? I threw my pipe as well? What the? Huh?
Or just a little bit ember.
Oh, okay. Not my pipe.
he'd rather die than lose his pipe.
Eventually, the scene cuts to a hillside, and Talendale, Goodwill, Vidar, and a bunch of the rangers and stuff just jump out of this sewer pipe down into a stream that's kind of a little gross looking. And Talendale says, "Well, we've lived to fight another day. Vidar, you almost lost half of your beard there, sir."
Boy, I would have stayed back to fight those orcs if I could. Lose the rest of my beard to fight an orc.
If you'd stayed back, you'd be on tonight's dinner menu.
Vidar, you do realize without your beard, you look no different than me. Hoping to add some cheer to Vidar's glum outlook at this moment.
You go back to your pipe, hobbit.
Remember,
All
my
right.
pipe saved the day.
Scene fades, and we're going to our third introduction of the night. Hopefully these aren't lasting too long.
No, you're good.
And our esteemed guests.
And the crowd cheers.
Who the hell's that guy?
Is that the Viet Cong elf?
What kind of accent does that elf have?
Mong Dao, Ding Ding Dao. You might have to cut that part out. That was bad.
Nope.
Alright. It's just my reputation. It's fine.
And of course, now Discord decides to go haywire.
You're good. Got it.
All right, Rob. Welcome back to Blades and Blasters.
Woohoo! Welcome back.
And so this is even a few days before that, maybe. Okay. This is like a little Pulp Fiction style game. It all makes sense here in a little bit, though. And so it was that Aglaron and Big and Little John, in the early summer, returned to Esteldon with old Gatson and his grateful family in their care. It was a glad time, at least until news of Aravule's slain brother reached the stronghold, and the man and the hobbit and the elf of Mirkwood were given adulation. In the weeks and months that came, Aglaron may have come and gone, but overall, his aid was appreciated by those who now dwelt in the Kingsfell. When it came time for the expedition to Fornost to be sent, Aglaron was away north, scouting. Upon his return, he found Aravule, Talandur, Onar, and Arthanur, a newcomer from Rivendell, departed. His heart was heavy, but he understood time was of the essence, and all speed must be made to the west. But in those days, his mood grew dark. An ominous sense of foreboding overtook him, and he had the feeling that an ill fate had come to his friends. Presently, Orthon, a Dunedain messenger scout, approaches him. It is near dawn. "Ho, Aglaron," he says. "A fine morning, is it not?" He looks at him. "But I see the glad rays of the sun shining over the Kingsfell give you little comfort as they do I. What shadow hangs upon your head, Aglaron? I am no elf, but I have been friend to your people for nigh a century, and I do not take their intuitions lightly."
I am concerned for those who have gone to Fornost.
And Orthon just kind of goes up to Aglaron, whose gaze is cast to the west. You fear they have come to harm?
Aglaron pauses for a moment. His head sort of tips to one side. Slowly he nods. Aye. Something's amiss.
He says, "Then we must make haste. It was my inclination that they sent too few to the west. We should send another group, or at least,
It's gonna be a lot of fun.
well." And then he kind of trails off and he says, "Halberad says we are stretched too thin. He doesn't want to send any more, but for myself, I will volunteer to go with you. As I said, elves are not often wrong in these matters."
Aglaron smiles a lopsided smile. Aye. Let's off with haste.
"Very well. Let me gather our supplies. We will leave at noon." So Orthon excuses himself to go gather up his things. And it gets to be noon, and he shows up with his own horse and a horse for the elf as well.
Aglaron thanks him for the steed.
And so it was that it was the sun high in the noon, and the shadows short, the elf from Mirkwood and his friend and Dunedain messenger Orthon make their way down that winding path to the west of Esteldon, and again across the plains to the west of the Kingsfell, and up into the forest. And just in the interest of time, Rob, and I'm glad that you could make it today, but I didn't know you were going to make it until today. We're going to relax the travel rules a little bit. It's an elf and a ranger traveling on horseback. Two of them would be swift, and I don't think I'm going to make you do any travel checks or anything like that, if that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, not here again.
So
I love that picture.
It's a 4-day journey, and perhaps Aglaron and Orthon didn't take the exact same path that the company before them took, but it's fairly similar. And even a ranger of the north has to stop for rest and sleep at some point. So one night they make camp. Orthon says, "I get the ill feeling about this place. Perhaps the source of your foreboding. We will sleep, but we will rotate watch, and I suggest we make no fire."
Aglaron nods. Indeed. This place bodes ill. Get some sleep, friend. I'll take first watch.
And he's just drifting off, and he has like one eye open. He says, "Why shouldn't you just take the whole watch? You don't need to sleep anyway." So Orthon goes ahead and drifts off. And Aglaron, what are you doing throughout the night? I want you to make an awareness check. Awareness or hunting, Aglaron. Rob.
All right.
At TN 14.
Deja vu.
Oh, God. He fucking made it, though.
Well, we did too. That didn't matter.
Yeah, it's a good start, though.
I would have even given him a bonus because he can see in the dark. He's like super elf in the dark. So as you take a watch, you hear, you see, like eventually in the dark, like all these sets of red eyes, and you hear as if something's whispering into your mind. You just hiss, hiss. No, not easy prey for us. No easy breakfast. It's an elf and a ranger. Spider Bane. Spider Bane. Then the skittering goes away. The bright eyes.
Aglaron nudges Orthon. His name awake.
Orthon startles awake. Who goes there?
Aglaron motions towards the set upon.
As Orthon raises his head, all the eyes blink out. And the rest of the night goes by, and eventually the sun starts to rise again.
What?
I wish that would have happened.
Oh, well, it only happened to them because some
Yeah.
stuff happened to us.
As
I
they're
was
mounting
looking
up
for
in the
some
morning-
deja vu.
Oh,
They're mounting up in the morning. Orthon gets on his horse and says, "I trust you spied some addercops in the night."
Aglaron nods. I think it's so.
Okay, Rob, I want you to do either awareness or search, whichever's highest for you.
Alright, pretty sure that's going to be awareness. Target number?
It's 14.
Okay.
Oh. It's fine. All right. So you mount up. You and Orthon continue your journey towards Fornost. And eventually, as the sun rises, you come to a stream, and you see two figures scurrying up the far bank.
Hold Orthon. Something goes there.
Aravule and Arthanur, you can hear kind of a clop, 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 clop of horses behind you on this shanty trail.
Someone a horse. Won't be orc.
Nevertheless, in these times of unrest, Aglaron would look for some place to lead his horse off the road into some sort of cover.
And you go ahead and do that.
Aravule would call out, I think. Who goes there?
Certainly riding horses, they can't be orc.
Mm-mm. Well, Aglaron, upon seeing these two, would lead his mount out.
Aglaron. And he kind of comes forward. Orthon, such a sight my eyes would never think to see again.
Orthon rears his mount up.
Aglaron.
And, goes back onto the trail. He just follows Aglaron and lets him speak.
Aglaron, seeing Aravule looking less than wholesome, what's amiss? What has happened?
He sighs and looks down. I have failed. Our fellowship, Talendor and Onar, they have been killed by spiders.
Aglaron is taken back half a step. He pauses for a moment. So he thinks of the night before. That perhaps they were almost set upon by spiders as well. Well, how are you, man? You look unwell.
I was poisoned, but survived, only thanks to Arthanur here. He begrudgingly says. Very begrudgingly.
I have a nice smirk on my face at that.
Aglaron looks at Arthanur. Well met, fellow. From whence hail you?
And I would speak in Elvish. Rivendell, I think you'd know.
Aglaron nods. Indeed. Replying in Elvish.
Did you, Aglaron, did you see? I am remiss to leave our friends behind, but there was no course of action for us. Perhaps with your mounts we could retrieve their bodies.
Oh, we of course saw nothing, but we certainly must try.
Why would we waste time on that when people die in Fornost? The bodies aren't going to go anywhere. We can come back and get them later.
I do not know that that's true. What if the spiders decide to have a feast
And what if they do?
I think
those men are dead. It makes little difference to them whether they're buried, burned, or what have you.
Do
The
your
men
kin
are forced to die.
leave your elves to rot above ground?
Well, elves rarely die to spiders, so I would not know in this situation.
Aglaron interjects, "Brother, I understand your haste, but these men were friends."
You're no brother of mine, Mirkwood. Watch yourself.
He is, well, and he just shrugs. Regardless, if you wish to go to Fornost alone, Arthanur, you may, but I will collect the dead if I can.
Very well. If you wish to abandon your duty and vow to Fornost, I will not stop you.
I abandon no duty.
Every
It is
minute
only-
you waste is another minute someone else dies in Fornost. I will not dilly-dally on the threshold. Do as you must. They're your kin, not mine.
They are my kin. That you speak true. I would not leave them to be ravaged by the worms or the spiders or any other foul beast that would feast upon their flesh. They've fought to save all of us, even you.
So at this point, Aravule,
Yep.
you have foresight of your kindred.
Yep.
You feel a great shadow back towards the forest and to the east. And to the west, in your heart of hearts, your intuition is telling you that maybe you're being proud and maybe Arthanur is right in this instance. You can ignore this. You can ignore this sensation, but you do have this trait, and it's telling you that it might not be a good idea. Your spidey sense is tingling.
He was closer to the spiders than I was. You know, he actually had teeth put in him, so I mean, he would know.
I got the butt put in me, not the teeth. So Aravule starts to head back, and he pauses, and he perhaps we will. I cannot let others die while I yet stand. And he doesn't really say anything with agreeing with the elf, but looks to Aglaron, and he's like, "Come, let's go to Fornost. We will collect Onar and Talendor on the way back."
It's good that men sometimes listen to elvish wisdom. And I suppose we should also pick up your friends on the way back. I will assist you in this. You have my word.
Elvish wisdom and elvish pride are two different things, Arthanur, and I hope you do not learn that in a way that sees to your downfall.
I'm sure I won't. And get to walking.
And Orthon kind of falls in beside Aravule and defends his ranger companion a little bit and says, "Indeed, it is wise not to break this company. I have a foul feeling about this forest to the east. It's best we continue and follow the sun as it goes and travels west. Men stick together. It is our strength."
This forest is certainly cursed, there is no doubt. The evil that is brought upon the north currently, I have not seen it in all my years, though they be short.
Aglaron casts a wary glance about as they proceed west.
just so I know I'm doing this correctly in terms of the lore, Rivendell elves and Mirkwood elves are a bit icy towards each other, at least, correct?
Maybe slightly. I think the Rivendell elves probably feel themselves superior, but it's nowhere near like.
And everyone are a bit icy.
Yeah. They're that way to everybody.
Well, everybody is icy to everybody, pretty much. It's xenophobia for every culture, right? Pretty much.
Yeah. That was kind of like the kind of thing about the Fellowship of the Ring is that it had representatives from all the cultures, and they were, they came together, right?
Yeah.
So.
Okay, I'm just making sure I'm getting that right, because
like the Sylvan elves, the whole thing with them, the ones from Mirkwood, they never had gone over the sea. Like they had never seen the light of Valinor, all the way over the sea to the west. So they never dwelt with the Aenor there, like the gods. Whereas people like Elrond, he's like so old. He's been through he's been around like before Middle Earth was even like a thing.
6,000 years or something.
Yeah, it's an insane amount of time.
I actually know what I'm gonna bust out on Arthanur later. Just let that be a surprise.
So.
Oh boy.
So we're actually back outside of Fornost now, like several hundred yards away, down by a stream, like where there's a rocky outcropping and all the wounded men are rested up. Maybe they spent one night there. They're trying to heal and decide what they're going to do after they've been ousted from Fornost. So as Talandil looks upward, he notices a blood-red sun touching the low hills to the west of Fornost Irain. Dead Men's Dyke, they call it these days, now all too true. For as sure as the city fortress stood tall and proud in elder days, now it is nearly in ruin. A crimson glow fills the sky behind its towers, and parapets no longer fly the proud banners of Arthedain. The orcs have cast their filth upon this place, and Talandil can only hope the enemy has overlooked something very precious. Then he turns away and sits with his back against a flat rock. "Well, Master Hobbit," he says to Goodwill, "you are made of stern stuff and have a nimble mind. I once wondered why you were counted in this esteemed company. Now it seems I have an answer. Surely it's not by chance that we sit here, alive and drawing breath. If this world has any justice, someday we will return to this place and reclaim the history of the proud peoples who once dwelt here, those that defied Angmar." And Vidar is near as well, so.
And Goody will say, "Oh, Sir Talandil, you shower much too much praise on me. I did what I could. Alas, I couldn't be of much more help against the orc."
I agree. It wasn't all you, to the dwarf. This dwarf here may have a thick skull, but his mattock is swift, and he's made of stern stuff as well. I saw you there, Vidar of the Iron Hills, standing there in the courtyard like a tower, nigh unshakable.
If I could have taken out every last one of them orcs, I would have. I thank you, Goodwill, Hobbit. Although I'm glad to be breathing, I am sad to be leaving those orcs back there, breathing as well.
Well, Master Dwarf, a strong individual like you, I hope will one day find his way back here and push these wretches out of this fine place.
Those orcs will see their death coming soon. That I have no doubt of.
Talandil doesn't say anything, but he remembers in his mind, like days and days ago, sending out that lone messenger to call for help or someone to rescue them from the beleaguered city. And he looks to the east as the sun sets in the west, and he sees 4 shapes, 2 of them on foot, 2 of them on horseback, slowly approaching. And this is obviously the other 4 adventurers, and they can see perched against this outcrop a bunch of soldiers kind of sitting down, wounded. And in the background, you see flames rise above Fornost as the sun sets behind it.
We are too late.
Vidar kind of stands, and he stands on the rocks and looks off at the silhouettes in the distance. Well, I think we have more joining us now.
Are they friend or foe, Vidar? Can you make out?
Well, they ride horses, so I don't think it's orcs. I'm going to say friend.
Ah, that's a relief. We could do with some friends this evening. Too many were lost in Fornost. And at this point, like, Goody's gonna like refill his pipe and start puffing and just relaxing and recollecting what has happened through the day. He's also gonna. I'm assuming it's evening, correct?
Oh yeah, it's about sunset. It's not quite night yet.
Okay, so he's gonna try and like forage around, see if he can get some food to like to cook for the evening.
Okay.
Maybe I can do like a search or.
I will take hunting, search, or herblore.
Herblore. My specialty.
It gives you an automatic success, I believe, if you would like to take that. So.
Yes, I will take that.
So Aravule nods to Aglaron and Arthanur. If you would, right ahead. See what we can do for them, if anything. We will be along as we may.
Aglaron spurs his mount. Gives a look back at Orthon.
Orthon comes up behind him, and you can see that his eyes darken as flames over Fornost are rising against the setting sun. And he says, "You've known me for some months now, Elf. You know my line. We are of the Arthanur. The city has been in ruins for ages, but it pains me to see this orc filth roosted here."
Aglaron's face darkens. Indeed. He, of course, has no love lost for orcs.
So they approach, and Orthon dismounts and gives Talendale a sturdy handshake, and he says, "Brother, I'm glad that some of you still live. We've brought some aid. I'm sure more will be behind, but what can we do to aid you in this hour of need?" Talendale says, there are men here that are in need of healing. I see the Master Hobbit here has gathered some herbs.
At this point, yeah, you'll see a Goody come back, and is like in his hands he's got some like wild tomatoes, some watercress, and some wild carrots. He's also able to get some like lavender and parsley, and he kind of starts preparing like a simple stew, something warm. Even I'm not sure if the night's going to be cold, but after that battle and what has happened, something warm to warm the soul and heart of the men around.
So Talendale kind of looks at Goodwill. He says, "There, that broad-leafed green plant you found. What do you know of it? Bring it here." He says, in this hour of darkness, a good omen? And he looks to Orthon. "Look here, brother. Athelas. This only grows in the land of kings. Long, and this herb was thought to be long wiped clean from this place, yet it still grows."
Aye. King's foil, and like Goody's like really smiling ear to ear. Yes, there is some king's foil around. Hard to find, but then I tend to be good in finding these things. Does anybody need some king's foil this evening? Any wounds to be taken care of?
So yeah, so as this all is going on, Aravule and Arthanur have made it there, and they see a dwarf, a hobbit, a dozen or so rangers, Talendale, Orthon, and Aglaron, kind of resting against this rocky outcropping. And if you want to make a healing check, Goodwill.
Okay. I have 1 point in it.
I can do it as well.
No, I'll do it.
If you guys RP it, you can.
And I'm going to use a hope for that.
Well, I don't know if it matters.
That still won't matter.
Solo.
No. Ah,
What's your heart?
My heart is 7 without favored.
So that still wouldn't make it.
Ah.
Yeah, Aravule looks over everyone and takes a deep breath and sighs just at how few are left, and slowly walks up and looks at Talendil and nods in his direction, and just kind of doesn't really say much.
So I'm going through and marking down some of your successes, guys, on your skills.
Ah, okay. Oh.
I don't think I've made anything yet.
For advancement points. Yeah, I've taken care of it, but just now
fighting.
on. Yep. For now on, just kind of keep an eye out. All right, I'm sorry, I missed that last part.
No, I just walked up and really didn't say anything. I looked at Talendil and kind of gave him the bro nod, but really didn't say anything.
So at this point, the sun starts to set, and where you are, there's quite a bit of cover, and for boiling water and to mend wounds, there's a little fire going on, and Goodwill is able to help who he can with food, although his adventures with Kingsfoil have kind of gone wrong.
I think Ghost wants to know if there's any elves here that he can heal.
Yeah, there are a couple. There are 2 or 3.
Sure.
And these are non-warrior types. They're scholars.
Oh, then most definitely. These people are very important to our society. And I will... No, I don't know if I want to use hope for that. I don't think it would matter anyway.
If you can convince Goodwill to give you some of the King's Foil, I'll let you be successful.
So I look over at Goodwill and see him there, and young Master Hobbit.
And he looks up and he says, "Yes, sir, I've not introduced myself. The name is Goodwill Tuk at your service. You can call me Goody if that pleases you."
Does Goody please you?
Very, very much so.
Well then, my good friend... Well then, young Goody, could you please bring me some of those herbs you have there? My kin have need of them.
Oh, most definitely. And he hands him the King's Foil, and he's going to follow Arthanur around to see how he uses it.
Many
Learn a thing.
Nice.
Boy, Master Hobbit, you be careful there. That one smells of disdain and contempt.
It must be your upper lip, dwarf, that you are catching scent of.
And
No
Goody,
jokes.
since you're learning a little bit, even though you failed your heal check, I'll give you 1 advancement point on that if you want to check it down.
So I just mark one more down.
I would give
Yeah,
it
so-
to, give it to him. He helped me, so I'm not
Yeah, so I will mark it on your sheet real quick.
Okay.
So right next to see where it says healing is survival skill group. I'm gonna click that first box there,
Okay.
and so that will give you an advanced point next fellowship stage. So
I see. But my healing remains at 1, correct? You just click the survival.
yeah, yes, we're just
Yeah.
collecting points. So
I see.
Yeah.
I see. Perfect.
all right, so did you give him some of the King's Foil and stuff then?
Yes, I gave him the King's Foil whatever I was able to
So
collect.
with that, he's able to bind some of these elves' wounds, and they thank him profusely. And as the sun starts to set, Talendil says, "It's been a grim day and a dark day, but alas," he says, "it is rare that hope comes from the east, but here you are, the four of you."
I don't know what hope we bring, brother. We were just 4 men. Or 2 men and 2 elves, I should say.
And Goody's gonna say, "Oh, kind sir, don't lose heart. 4 men standing is better than 4 men down, wouldn't you say?"
Yes, I suppose that is true, Master Halfling. It has just been a difficult day, loss of lives, and I am responsible as their captain.
I would just sort of chuckle and you are not responsible for their failures.
They look to me for their guidance, for their leadership, and they have fallen. Any leader who does not feel the sting of defeat, the sting of sadness when their men die, then they are no leader at all.
You cannot swing their swords for them. If you wish to feel sad, I suppose it is your right.
Or you two, as you sit there chatting to each other. I am Vidar, son of Godar. You didn't happen chance come across another dwarf in your travels, did you? I am looking for my cousin Onar. He was headed in this direction and he was traveling with others. You didn't, by chance, travel with or come across him, did you?
Aravule would, he kind of, looks over to Fornost and looks back towards the woods and kind of, puts his head down into, he pulls his knees up to his chest and kind of, sits his forehead onto his knees, and he looks up and he has a tear in his eye and he says, Onar was a part of my fellowship. I grieve with you, for Onar has fallen.
My cousin has fallen? Is that what you just said?
As he says this, the sun just steps below the horizon and darkness starts to creep across the land.
He has breathed his last. I'm sorry, Vidar.
My cousin. Well, how did it happen?
Killed by a spider horde. They beset us. There were dozens.
Oh, so he went out fighting then?
He most certainly went out fighting.
And his body, was it given a proper burial? Was he burned on the pyre like a warrior?
Unfortunately not. I plan to go and retrieve his body on the way back, and then we can give him a proper send-off as he deserves.
Well, I guess that will have to do then.
So, as Vidar gets this news and the sun sinks into the west, his heart starts to grow heavy, and all around him they kind of give him a nod of condolence or a slap on the back, but he knows that the kin he was so seeking has been slain. And so, Vidar, I would like you to do a corruption check.
Is there any way a person like Goody could help in things like that with some song or some cheer?
Okay. Yes. Okay. So there are going to be stories to be told. So if you want to try to do it, why don't you make a? You're not very good at lore.
or even like a song, like a few words of
Okay.
Thing.
yeah, like
So
stuff I just pasted in the in chat. Like I'll be like kind of in a very melancholic voice looking at Vidar, and then I know the human who spoke so eloquently, but I look at him because we have not been introduced, and I'll say, don't grieve for me, for now I'm free. I'm following paths our ancestors made for me. I took their hand, I heard their call, then turned and bid farewell to all. Do not grieve for me, for now I'm free.
And Vidar is touched by this. Why don't you make your song roll and see how he receives it?
Okay, here goes that.
And target number is going to be 12 since you came up with this poem on the spot.
Zyber's a poet. Oh, that sucks.
No, can I hope it?
No, it doesn't matter. You rolled a Sauron.
God
No.
damn it.
Autofail Sauron.
Vidar.
That would have been amazing otherwise.
Yeah.
I got the goosebumps. Vidar, he wipes away a tear, and he looks at the Hobbit. I am thankful, Master Hobbit, for your song. I appreciate you trying to make me feel better about this. But my cousin is dead. Nothing's going to bring him back, not even a goddamn song.
So it helped. So you know that someone cared. So the way that was going to work is I was going to say his TN was going to be 16. And if he was successful with the song, it would drop down to 12. So why don't you do it at TN 14?
And what am I doing with that? Where's this check at?
So what you do is on your character sheet,
Uh-huh.
next to where it says wisdom,
Uh-huh.
you're going to roll that, and your TN is going to be 14.
Let me find my wisdom. Oh, there it is.
Nice.
Oh,
Very nice.
yes.
So
Awesome.
you don't get a shadow point.
Well, thank you, Master Hobbit. I thank you very much.
So it's kind of a thing, like, you know, a song's not going to make me feel better, but thanks for the effort.
Yeah. And
Aravule
Goodie's
comes
too.
over and puts his hand on Goodwill's shoulder and says, I enjoyed your song very much. Thank you for it.
So Goodwill, though, like thinking of these songs and thinking of Fornost has brought another song to mind. I'm going to message you another song you can sing.
Okay, awesome.
This one actually. Will lead into something else. So I'm not going to make you roll for this one. So you guys are all sitting around the campfire and trying to keep your spirits up.
And then Goodie's
Yes, sir.
gonna look around. He sees still there's some melancholy, and he feels that, I mean, if men, dwarf, and elves of such high standing can be, like a shadow being raised on them, he must do what he can. And he starts singing in a slow and low voice. And he says, "O brave Anarfil, for your brothers fought. When the north wind blew and hounds of hellish maw, amidst blade and blast and worried clash you let your banner fall. A shield on the ground and screams all around. Your bright sword shone no more. O brave Anarfil brave no more. You fought and fled, full of dread, and died with cloven head. Your shield was lost in old Fornost, O brave and Artful, eternal rest. May you finally rest. O brave and Artful.
Talendale kind of looks to the Hobbit and says, Master Hobbit, again you don't fail to surprise. Those words I have not heard since, and his voice trails off. He says, As Aravule and others may know, this place is sacred to my people, a long-lost capital of Westernest, and though time has washed away most of these memories, there are still some that remain and may be retold. But alas, my wounds have made me wary. I will recount them if I must, but I would rather another do the telling. So if somebody wants to tell the tale of Fornost, please make a lore check.
Who's got the best lore? I have 2.
My lord.
I have 3, but I don't care about Fornost.
Oh god.
Aglaron is a 3 lore.
Alright. You're better than me then.
Roll that lore.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
God.
Fornost is dead!
I'm just trying to give you guys advancement points and nothing.
I could roll over and
Fornost
tell
be
the
dead.
spider story to everybody.
This is how I kill all these spiders.
Talendale looks around as silence falls on the camp, and he says, I suppose you are all struck speechless by the Master Hobbit's song.
I mean, I'll try to roll it.
That's what it is.
Can I try to roll it?
I'll tell this tale, but my wounds.
Hey, that's pretty good, huh?
Am I still weary? It doesn't matter.
Doc's got it.
Nice.
Boy, there was a hard battle fought here today. We stood the walls, we manned the parapets. Men,
That's not what I was
Elf.
thinking. I was gonna text you like this is like the tale of old Fornost. Like
absolutely, please, yes, go ahead.
you wouldn't need to know lore for what happened today,
Sure.
Master Dwarf. Well, I'll let you tell the tale if you want.
No, go ahead and give me my cues. That's an easier way to go.
Yeah, here we go. So,
Am I still weary, by the way?
you'll tonight you'll actually heal a little bit. We'll see how much you get back. You're not going to heal that much, probably.
Being
Uh,
weary
That
sucks.
heal
huh?
is full.
But tonight it will be able to attempt the actual healing check on you at this point, though, as well.
Oh, well, it so happens that I'm pretty decent.
We'll figure all that stuff out here in a second. Here. All right, Master Dwarf, the lore is coming your way, and I'm marking down a advancement point for you,
Okay.
Vidar, for lore. All right.
So Vidar, he looks into the crackling fire and kind of rubbing his beard slightly. He looks up around the shadows, the night. He sees everyone content with their food and various stages of rest and healing. Boy, listen up, you lot. I shall be glad to recount this tale. Though it is a long one, and I will no doubtly wantonly miss the most important details. According to the tales I've been told, Fornost was founded late in this past age, before he who shall not be named was defeated. Indeed, it was a proud and strong city guarded by walls that were nigh unshakable. But then, the Witch King came, and Kingdom of Arthanur was shattered. Ravaged by war for many long years, The northern realm of Arnor, unlike Gondor to the south, broke into 3 smaller kingdoms. Rudolph was the easternmost of these, and it was the first to fall to the Shadow's corruption. And then there was Atherdane, with Fornost as its capital, and Cordelon to the south, with its capital as Tharabad. These kingdoms fought on, but the might of Angmar proved too great. Eventually they too fell, and Fornost was sacked. In 1974, Atherdane was overrun by the forces of Angmar. Fornost was captured, and King Arvedui fled to the northern waste and was lost to the ice bay of the Foreshell. What happened then? Well, perhaps it is a tale for another time. The hour draws late, and my eyes, they grow heavy.
Talendale looks to Vidar and says, "A dwarf who is a master of stories, and a hobbit who is a master of healing in the smoke. Indeed, we have fine company this night, though it's been a sad day. And I agree with the dwarf. My eyes grow heavy, and I must rest."
Well, you've heard it. Off to bed with you, except for those on watch. You stand your ground and you keep your eyes open.
I doubt very much I will be getting rest tonight. I shall do the watch.
You of all people should be the one resting. You look sickly and not whole. I don't think you should be up on a watch right now, sir.
No healing of my body will make me whole, Master Dwarf.
And Goody's gonna say, why is that, sir? Why do you say that? Are you not weary this evening? Do you not need rest?
All men need rest, Master Hobbit, but I have lost my friends and I have lost my kin. These past few days have been the worst of my life.
Your life goes on, Aravule. I'm sure you'll have worse days than this. And stand up and stretch. I suppose I could go on watch for the night.
Well, I think you best take that elf up on his offer. I too have lost kin. But
You
rest
have
is what
lost
is
kin.
needed.
And I was there when he was lost. It is... If you wish anger towards someone, then that anger should be directed at me, Master Dwarf. Your cousin respected me. He expected me to bring him through the troubles of our time as his captain, and I failed.
You failed, Dylan. If he respected you and he fought at your side, then I'll respect you and fight at your side as well. A dwarf knows that he can die in battle. A dwarf knows that he can fall in battle, and yet he chooses to battle. It is not your fault. He chose to fight. He fought, and he died in battle. That's the best any dwarf can hope for. I will also fight by your side, in memory of my kin.
And he just kind of looks away and... I will never lead men again. I will drop into the rank and file and follow my brother.
Don't be so emo, Aravule.
Arthanur would chuckle. Your self-pity is pathetic, Ranger. Please. It is unbecoming of your kind. Get over yourself. For once I find myself agreeing with a dwarf, oddly enough. Let me
right.
check your wounds, fool. And I would approach.
Vidar grunts at the thought of the elf agreeing with him and kind of gives him the side eye and rolls over in his sleeping sack and pulls it up over his shoulder.
Aravule,
I'm going to sleep now.
Aravule asks Arthanur, he's like, did Lord Aglaron send you away because all your kin hate you?
Oh, I imagine not. Last I remember, I was very popular with the girls in Rivendell.
And he's like, do you have disdain for your lord as you do all men, seeing as your lord is part man?
No, because he chose to live as he should, as an elf.
Most make that decision if they are given the opportunity to live forever or to live short lives as men do.
Indeed, it is fortuitous that Lord Elrond decided to pick the wise choice of living, as opposed to being stuck in short, sad lives otherwise.
This I do not disagree with. Your lord is wise, as my father has always told me. I wonder why he made the mistake of sending you.
For one who was saved by me, you have an awful lot of insults to throw my direction, Aravule.
You
suppose that is
mistake
typical
me.
human ungratefulness.
No, you mistake me. I am grateful for your skill. I am grateful for you as an elf and an ally of the free people of Middle-earth, but if he wishes to breach the gap between elves and men and dwarves and even hobbits, you are the wrong man, or you're the wrong elf to send as a diplomat.
Oi! Are you two still blathering on to each other? Either share a sleeping sack or get on with it. It's time to rest.
I am a warrior, Aravule. I am no diplomat. I would leave words to better men, or elves. I pat him on the shoulder. Go to sleep. Lest you die of your wounds this night and we don't get to hear you prattle on about self-pity in the morning. I would go up and watch.
Orthon and Talendil just kind of tell people to shut up. They want to sleep.
Well, I'm not screaming, but Aravule nods and just kind of goes to bed, I guess.
All right. So Aravule, actually, in the morning, when the morning comes, will not be wary, because that travel gear doesn't count unless it's on travel checks, right?
Mm-hmm.
I looked that up, and you gain 2. That actually puts you at. I already changed your sheet here.
Okay.
That puts you at 22 endurance. Your total fatigue would be 20.
Gotcha.
So after a night's rest, you have shake off weariness, so you're not weary. And I clicked your wound is treated. You are still wounded though. That wound doesn't go away till your endurance reaches max.
Reaches max. Okay.
Yeah. It's not good to be wounded.
Yeah.
So you guys are asleep.
I'm on watch, but sure.
Aglaron is probably by your side. He's the other elf. He doesn't sleep much. So that night, as the company slept, the dream world waxed. They dreamed of an earlier time when armies crossed the fields of Fornost. They heard thunder. They heard the horrible screams of men screeching as they died. Cavalry, ranks of infantry, bowmen in a line in the air, a hail of ghastly arrows. It was a time of war and of great and fell deeds. But then the Witch King came, and it was as if a great and horrible shadow darkened their vision, and it seemed to them that steeds of smoke came from the north, destroying everything good and right in their wrath. And then the company woke in a sickly sweat. So everybody who is sleeping, this is not the elves.
Mhm.
Elves are also excluded for this. You're going to make a wisdom check.
How do you do that? Oh, just click on the thing next to wisdom. Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So fail.
We're going against 14.
That's it, right?
The elves would maybe feel
Do these things
uncomfortable,
take
or
hope on these? Or you gonna?
Yeah, you can use hope. You can still use a hope.
Is
Yeah,
it for a corruption point?
This will be a corruption point, and I forget the actual name of the check. It's something like something
Shadow
about
or something?
bad dreams or something. It's something that the fields of Fornost actually have if you sleep near there. So basically, if you fail, you're going to get a shadow point, and for the next fear check you take, you're going to have to roll the feat die twice and keep the lowest.
Oh,
And
yeah,
if you
I'll
al-
use a hope then.
If you also fail, you do not feel rested in the morning, so you won't gain those 2 endurances.
No, I will definitely use a hope then.
Yeah, I'm also gonna use hope.
And hope isn't going to save me.
All right, so people that used it, mark it off their list.
Hope is plus D6, right? Is that correct?
No, hope is whatever your attribute is. So this one it would be
Oh,
heart.
okay. That's right. Yeah.
So
Gotcha.
for both of you, it would work, but for Vidar, it probably wouldn't.
No, it would not.
So
work.
Vidar, give yourself another shadow point.
I think he succeeded earlier, right?
Yeah,
See earlier.
I didn't take that one earlier.
And so you weren't wounded, so that well-rested thing shouldn't affect you. But the next time you have to make a fear check.
Roll twice and take the lowest.
Yep. The feet die. So the D12 part of it.
Where do I mark shadow?
It's above rewards and virtues under character state. So where it says not wary, right to the left of that.
Oh, okay.
Endurance, right to the right.
So is this temporary shadow?
Nope.
This is permanent shadow. I just got permanent shadow from a
It's
dream.
not permanent.
Oh, so it's
Yeah. I think they're
It
just
just-
trying to separate temporary and
Like
you can get rid of shadow points, but
Yeah. Just put one on your perm. Temporary shadow, like after the engagement, it can go away. You know what I'm saying?
okay.
Some ghosts and things can give you shadow points during, like when you're facing them, but then after it's gone, it'll go away. So, all right.
I have that updated.
So you're startled from your slumber. You see that the sky is clear. You guys all wake up drenched in sweat from that nightmare. The moon hangs high, outlining the dark towers of Fornost to the north. All is not well, however. You see this meandering blue mist across the fields just south of the fortress's entrance. Soon it rises meters tall and coalesces. Flowing behind it, vague shapes in the night whirl like wisps of smoke. They seem to be ranks of soldiers pitched in battle. After a moment, the blue mist takes the shape of man long dead. "Who disrupts the long rest of the slain?" a voice says. It sounds like wind coming from the surrounding low hills. "Evil has doubly crept into this place. First those who seek treasure, then those who defame the works of the West." The figure draws a ghastly blade. "Rise and name yourself." So each of you are awake, seeing the specter form fairly near the camp.
Boy, Master Hobbit, what was in that pipe you was passing around? Is everyone else seeing this?
I'm hoping you guys see too.
Absolutely, everybody else sees it.
Aravule stands up in some confusion, grabs a sword belt, and doesn't draw a sword yet, and says, I am Aravule, son of Arafel, Prince of Cardolan. And who are you?
Inarfil, captain of the Arthadane. And he looks at you. And so we're going to do what's called a encounter here. So this is the introductions phase of that. So anyone that's going to take part in speaking to the specter, I want to make introductions now. You have made quite an introduction there. So I'm going to allow you to use your talent if you want to do that, right?
Yeah, royalty revealed.
Mm-hmm.
Goody's also going to try because he has courtesy, so hopefully that will placate these things sometimes.
All right, so I want you to roll your courtesy and introduce yourself.
Sure, 1 minute.
All right, that's a success. So how do you want to play this?
So Goody, walks very slowly forward and bows very deeply, and he says, "The name is Goodwill Tuk Tuk, and here with fellows of mine, trying to help Fornost in his time of need. Who may you be, kind sir?"
He says, "Ah, you. That voice I recognize. It was you, your voice who summoned me here. But alas, at least you remember truly the deeds of myself and my men, though cowardly at times they were." He just looks over the rest of the company. So, Goody, I'm going to give you advancement point for courtesy. You're racking them up.
Awesome. Yes.
Vidar just kind of side eyes Goody. Be careful there, Master Hobbit. And he holds onto his mattock, kind of grips the shaft of it.
And Goody is going to say, kind sir, I do not recall, what is the word he said? Summoning you. Yes, I do not recall summoning you. And it is with great sadness that I say that I am sorry to have woken you from your slumber. It was not my intent.
Okay. So Goodwill and Aravule are going to be the ones that are going to talk to this guy?
If that's
I'm guessing Vidar knows a little something about him since he just told that whole lore story about him.
All right, so in the introduction phase, you can make a roll. You could do like, I'll let you do.
Do I need to make a roll, Jared?
You already used your trait.
Okay.
But if you want to use,
well, that's actually a virtue, not exactly a trait.
I thought you had like one that said that.
I have Lore of Arnor or
I think Lore of Arnor would work,
Okay.
but you won't get an advancement point for it, so you can still roll something out.
I don't really. I could roll something. I could just roll lore. Yeah, I'll take it.
Nice.
Advancement point for that.
Yep. So people who aren't good at some of the social stuff might, or lore or whatever, might not want to be involved. So Orthon is still asleep. Talonville is still asleep for some reason. Aglaron and Arthanur kind of see what's going on.
I'm good at lore, but once again, I'm gonna leave this to the men. They know about this shit. I don't care about it. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay out of this. I mean, I know the history, and I was telling that, but talking to this thing, that's out of my.
CZ.
I think I would observe it, obviously, and see if it starts going south, because, I mean, if this Geist is going to attack its own, or what used to be its own, then it's going to definitely attack me. So, whatever I could ever do against ghosts, which would be nothing. But
yeah, well, and Aglaron maybe cares a little more, but is more trees than ghosts, and so is probably watching this thing warily as well.
maybe have a sidebar with Aglaron and Elvish about the nonsense that we're seeing here.
What is that thing?
Men, lives so short they cannot rest even when they are dead, it seems.
So Narful approaches Aravule and the Hobbit and says, "A company of the Dunedain, rangers and a halfling. You survive when so many are slain in Fornost. Why have you come to join me? Have you come to join the dead, those who died in cowardice?"
No, we... Go ahead.
No, I was just like, Goody looks to Aravule to see if he's going to say something.
Yeah. Nay, we had come to defeat the orc, to aid from far away. Alas, we were too late, but cowardice, no. That is not why we are here, and why we live. Why do you stir?
He says, "I am bound to this place." And he
Why
says,
are you bound to this place? Should you not be released for an eternal slumber?
"I have slumbered long, until these past several days. I wake at night to roam these fields. Blasted."
What can I do to help you sleep again?
Okay. Insight rolls for either one of you, one at a time.
Okay. Goody is going to be silent and is going to do his insight. Oh, okay. Hope this works. Don't think it's going to. Ah, okay. Awesome.
Baller status confirmed on both.
Arnold's on fire!
All right, so you have
Emo is giving me
two of the ones you need. So as you guys talk to him, you see that he's kind of pacing back and forth, and even the specter seems to be searching the ground for something. And even across the field, like all these spectral shapes that were once like in a battle, you kind of see them scouring the ground as if they're searching for something.
What do you seek in our fill? Allow a prince of Cardalon to aid you.
A prince of Cardalon.
To aid you as well.
Indeed, I thought their line long dead. Even as I fought this battle, their line waned, and yet one still lives.
The men of the north in our fill, as you should know, are stronger than the enemy would assume.
Stronger even than death. And he raises his sword and it just flashes with this blue light. But at this point, Goodwill remembers his song. And he remembers that this tale of Enarfil as the Witch King came, that he fled in fear and dropped his shield,
And the shield
tripping over that shield, and fell to the ground and was run down and his head cloven, and thus he died.
And Goody's gonna say, kind sir, you seem to be in complete battle gear, but I fear something is missing upon you. Do you not wield a shield along with your sword when you battle?
It used to be here, but it is now lost. Lost. And then he gives a bit of rhyme about grave robbers, how they've recently been here, and before the orcs came, they made their way away with many relics from this place and fled to the east into the forest.
So, Goody, can I just try to do a quick search just to make sure that the shield was actually taken and maybe not overlooked by the grave robbers?
Yeah, you can do a search. So as Aravule continues to talk to the specter, Goodwill makes his way down the craggy slope and kind of wades his way into these spectral images and looks across the ground, and it's obviously a large field. He doesn't have much time, and he doesn't find anything that looks like a shield. He seems like buried underneath the ground, though. Every once in a while his hand will come across a shard of broken metal or a ruby that has been cloven in two, and he's able to pick those up in his hand, and he returns back to Aravule with a couple of these things.
And he shows it to Aravule and sees, yes, it looks like grave robbers. The most foul in this business seem to have rummaged this place.
Aravule looks in the film and says, although we do not have your shield, I wonder, is this why you stir? Because you do not have a simple shield?
Simple shield. It is part of me in life, and it was part of me in death. He said, I would owe eternity to whoever returned it here. For then, alas, as they say in song, I may finally have eternal rest. Eternal rest.
Aravule says, perhaps you do not deserve eternal rest for your cowardice, Spectre.
And Goodwill kind of shoots Aravule a look, and he says, kind sir, I don't think he means it the way he means it.
No, I mean it exactly the way I mean it. You should be defending Fornost, in life or in death, as a man of Arthanur.
And he's like, ah! He flashes his sword again.
You may strike me down, but the truth is the same.
Inspire or awe?
It's gonna be Inspire. Oh my god, are you serious?
You better hope, Dad.
I use a hope, yeah, I use a hope for sure.
Alright. So as you say this, you you come forth. So as you say this, you kind of come forth, and like your stature seems to grow, and your lineage as a prince of Cordelin is at once apparent to the specter, and you call out his misdeeds, and he just kind of like there's the light starts to rise in the east, and these sun rays start to go through the specter, and he goes, "Hi, you speak truth, Captain. Return my shield, and I will make do on my promises of old. I'll help you rid this place of this filth. Bring a shield, and then bring an army, and this filth will be washed clean of this place." And then he just kind of whoosh, goes into the morning.
He's going to turn to Aravule and say, "You seem to have passed judgment quickly. Do you not remember the dwarf's words?"
It seemed the right thing to say at the time, Mr. Hobbit. I don't really quite know what came over me, to be quite honest, but if these specters will rise and help us defeat these orcs, then I suppose it is all worth it. He will want his shield wherever they might be.
Yes, grave robbers, the most foul in my business. They respect nothing. They take everything.
Nods and he says, "This should not be hard to track with Aglaron and myself if we wish to pursue it. Talendil could head back to our fortress and alert everyone there."
And Goodwill has a kind of slight mischievous smile, and he says, "What about the other elf? He seems tall and proud and capable. Would he be joining us as well?"
Capable is the correct word, and proud and everything else you can imagine. The worst possible what's the word I'm looking for? Stereotype of an elf. But he saved my life regardless. And if it were not for him, Onar and Talendor would not be the only ones to perish. Any that would come with me to find the shield is more than welcome. But you, Master Hobbit, I always fear that halflings do not belong in war. You're a gentle soul, your people, and I would hate to see you become a corpse before your time.
Aravule. Sometimes I wondered, maybe a gentle soul is required among the toughness that men and dwarves and elves show. Maybe a gentle soul is required to see through these evils that plague the land. Maybe a gentle soul will remind us all that when the shadow is upon us, all is not lost. I hope I can inspire that within you and your group. And if you would agree, I would like to join your quest. After all, like I said, grave robbers, they do bring my profession the worst name possible. I will not get in your way, mind you. I will cook, and maybe I can one day entice you with some of long bottom leaf that I carry around. It may help.
Oh, that will not be a problem, Master Hobbit. I enjoy the old toady or long bottom leaf, whichever it might be, like any sane person would.
And it may
He
alleviate your sadness.
Perhaps later, Master Hobbit. As I said, any that wish to join me may. That includes you, of course. And he kind of gives you a bow.
And Goody bows back and he says, "Let me go about preparing breakfast for everyone. The most important meal of the day."
As you wish, Master Goodwill. Stay close to Aglaron. He
I
is
shall
wise and strong and can protect you where he can.
And Goody says, "I shall do that," and he starts walking towards Aglaron.
So Aravule notices that, something pulls at his mind again. And he looks down at Goodwill's left hand and sees that shard of ruby there. And kind of realizes it's very similar to what they came across in the wilderness.
Mm-hmm. Master Hobbit, a word before you go.
Yes,
And
thanks.
he kind of points at the root. Where did you get that?
I almost forgot about these and all that hubbub. These were lying among all the corpses and destruction out on the field. Not many, but there were some such gems, but many of them were torn asunder, cloven in half.
And he pulls out the ones that he found in the forest and says, I found these on our way. We killed a last spider before we came to Fornost, and this was buried in its filth and ichor.
A spider, you say?
A spider.
Then maybe our grave robbers have left tracks.
Aye, perhaps they have.
Could we track them? Could you track them? Or the elves track them?
I am a fair hunter and tracker. If not me, Aglaron, or... Well, I do not believe our other elvish friend is skilled in such things, but perhaps. Between the two of us, I believe we would be able to find them.
Most wonderful. Then I shall speed and double my efforts to prepare today's breakfast and help us on our way.
I will talk to Talendil and send him back to Stelden to alert everyone there of what happened in Fornost and gather a force of Dunedain to retake the land. I suppose we must do what we will here. Hopefully Aglaron and Vidar and even Arthanur would join us.
I hope they do.
Thank you, Master Hobbit. I look forward to eating your breakfast.
And then Goody smiles and starts quickly walking towards Aglaron.
So as the dawn fades and early morning starts, there's the smell of some food cooking. Spirits are lifted, and there's time to speak with Vidar and Aglaron and the others to see if they're going to head back east to them in pursuit of this shield that was taken by the grave robbers and thus secure a spectral ally in the months and years to come in this struggle against the shadow. And we don't have to RP at all. I'm guessing you guys are going to come with him. I don't know.
Boy, if it means swinging my mattock again, I'll join you.
Yes, I'm less than interested in going back to your shoddy fortress. I'd rather be fighting orcs here in this place.
Orcs or other things, I don't know what would have taken this shield. Likely not orcs, I think, but I'm sure there will be plenty of orcs around to kill on the way.
And plenty more to kill whenever we assist these geists in taking back this miserable place.
That is for certain.
Well, let's be off then.
So, go ahead.
I was going to talk to Aglaron real quick and ask him. Aglaron, what say you? We have been parted for many weeks now, and if you would come with us, I would be most appreciative.
Aglaron looks slightly put off. You have to ask, friend. Of course I will come.
Puts his hand on your shoulder and nods. Of course, I suppose, as Arthanur says, self-pity. But that is past now. We will go forward and do what we must. Good.
So,
Aglaron clasps Aravule's arm and the forearm grip. Well spoken. Now lead forth, Captain. Lead us to victory.
He nods and makes his preparations.
So Talendale finally kind of gets his camp ready, and they're going to head back the quickest route to Estelden. It seems to me a path has been laid before you, he says. I do not think it chanced that you have come here, nor was it chance that Enarful appeared. Indeed, we have delved beneath Fornost Erain many long days and have heard nary a whisper from the dead. And dead they are. The words and promises must be heeded, or so I am told. His gaze follows the rising sun. In yonder wilderness whence you came, there are indeed multiple brigand camps, in addition to the foul beasts who have caused you such sorrow. I think it likely that you will find what you seek and what brave Enarful wishes, though it would mean chancing another encounter with the spiders, though I dare say if the tales are true, it would be a foolhardy fiend who would cross paths with Arthanur of Elabdris again.
That is most certainly true. I saw it with my own eyes.
Smirk at that.
Talendale, I would ask you one boon on your way back, and that is to recover the bodies of Onar and Talendar, if you can. And he gives them the general idea of where they would be.
Very well. If we come across them, we will give them a proper burial, as long as you promise to do the same.
I would do anything I can.
So, after breakfast, you guys set off again.
Oh boy.
I just hate this picture. That's all I can
Round
say.
3.
Yeah. I hate this picture.
It's a 2-day journey to the south and east of Fornost Erain. You cross over low hills, the wind at your back. Then on the evening of the first day, camp under the eaves of sparse trees on the hillside forest. In the morning, you wake and are able to refresh yourself in the nearby stream that no doubt originates from the low hills that stay to your left. The air is pristine and clean here in the North Downs, and even as the going gets harder and the forest more dense, the mood is not so bad. You see no evidence of spider or any other creatures who would mean you harm. Eventually, the trail draws you close to the site of Talendor and Onar's passing. So you cross that stream, and find yourself fairly near, maybe a mile away from where they were. And so, I need a hunting or tracking check, or whatever it is. So either hunting or
Explore, maybe.
explore. Yeah.
Well, I can do 3 hunting. I'm no good at explore. Oh, cool.
Hey.
That's a nice one.
Why don't you roll it as well, Aglaron?
Okay.
I just want to see if we get 3, because that'd be...
No.
Of course not.
Add 1 more to the eye counter.
Of course, spiders are gonna spawn now.
I actually meant to set up the... there's something called, like, eye awareness, where, like, every time you roll an eye, like, a threshold starts to build up.
Oh,
I can't
fuck.
set that up, so I'm just going to ignore this one. So, as you guys...
Got your count if you want the count of eyes for your threshold.
Not that's not. It's too much.
All right.
I actually want to finish the story tonight.
Okay, go ahead.
So, as you guys cross into the forest, Aglaron goes on a trail and disappears for a half hour, and he finds the trail go cold, and he returns. And what does he do?
Yeah, well, he's a bit disheartened at having gone off on the hunt, and returned with only this largish slug.
Vidar and Aravule come back, and they see obvious, like, human boot prints. But the weird thing is that it seems to be kind of leading back to that area where all that badness happened before.
And Aravule says, as he knows where it's kind of coming from, and he looks at the dwarf and says, "Where did your tracks take you? Because mine, I was not pleased to where it led."
Well, as far as I can tell, those tracks are leading back into that thick part of the forest over there. But they're all tracks, and we can follow them.
Yes, and he looks at Arthanur and says, "Back to where you slew these spiders and Onar and Talandor were slain."
My cousin was slain here?
Not far.
Not far at all. Where are the tracks leads, I assume? It's where the tracks I had spotted led.
Well, this sounds fortuitous for me then. Able to repay the beasts that slayed my cousin.
I would chuckle. No need. I took care of that debt for you.
So you guys continue into the forest closer to where the ground zero was. And so I gave you guys both an advancement point for that one, by the way.
Okay.
I marked it on your sheet. And so as you continue to follow this trail, search or explore. And anyone who doesn't want to search or explore, just realize that you don't want to fail. Bad things might happen.
No, Goody's definitely going to search.
I'm not touching it.
Yeah, I probably won't. I only won both.
No, wait, what do you say? If you don't search, it's going to be bad, or if you search, it's going to be...
If you search and
Fail is
fail.
bad.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
If you have 2 or more, go for it, I'd say.
Okay.
Yeah, you got a decent shot. Bang! And you were nervous.
Goody actually got a great success. I think he might actually he's going to...
Does Aglaron have Explore?
No, Aglaron both search and explore.
Gotcha.
So Goody rolled search. You're gonna. Oh, you don't get it. You don't get another advancement point. You already had 2 in that category. That's still good. Vidar rolled explore. Just a regular success. You don't have very many non-combat rolls, so I'm gonna give you a second advancement point on that one. Is that okay?
Woohoo!
I'm guessing you're not gonna.
Yeah.
I'm not going to turn it down.
Yeah. Please don't.
Oh, no, I
give me
don't
extra
want it.
advancement point.
I don't want to get better. No, thank you.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Messages coming your guys this way.
Okay.
Talon did a shit job of searching for bodies, I think.
To be fair, he had a whole company of wounded men to get back. He probably wasn't too fucking worried about it.
Oh, so was it just Goody and Vidar that rolled right now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because everybody else has like shit explorer search or just didn't want to roll it. I can never tell about the Noldar, but
Well, I would have to literally Gandalf either one of those to do anything. So I'm just gonna leave
me
that
too.
alone.
Me too. Yeah, I didn't know if you were not rolling because you didn't care or because you did.
Oh no, I'll tell you if I don't give a shit.
Okay.
Aglaron gets a flood bonus one, so.
Oh god.
He's riding the waves on the ancient shield. What is it? Legolas style.
Oi! No! 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 And then Vidar just stomps his fists on the ground over behind one of the trees. You can hear him screaming out.
And Goody's gonna say, Aravule, would you mind coming here for a moment?
Oh, he runs over when he hears Vidar yelling.
Vidar is kneeling, holding onto his mattock, and his head is down. And he has his hand resting on the body of Onar.
And you see Goody's like he's kind of kneeling down, and he doesn't know who this is, but what you see is basically a naked body with the arm crossed with wounds, and the bodies of a human. And he says, Aravule, is this the friend you were referring to that you lost on the way to Fornost?
Is it Talendar, I'm assuming?
It is.
Yeah. He nods gravely and looks haunted at the body, and he reaches down to the eyes open and closes them and says, "Rest now, son of Gondor."
Vidar and Goodwill for finding these mutilated bodies. Both do a wisdom corruption check. If you fail, you get a shadow.
You said they're naked?
Yeah.
That's why he rolled corruption.
Oh my god.
Goody success. Vidar, give yourself a shadow.
Damn.
Vidar is
Jesus,
just tormented.
Thematic, though.
Yeah.
It is. That's why I love it. That's why I love the system. There's so many ways you can take somebody down. You don't even have to kill them with a sword, Arthanur.
I love it when you roll ones. No, yeah, it is good though. I mean, that makes sense that he would be torn up about his cousin dying.
Goody says to Aravule, it seems strange that your friend is without clothing.
That would be because Aravule's kind have no respect for the dead.
Like he's literally naked.
Well, he
Yeah.
just has like they've taken everything of value. They've stripped from him
Okay.
and they've drug it away. And you can see like they have drugged this armor and everything away, even some spider corpses, and like there's a few jewels around, and it's all being drug off. With those two searches, you can see where it's coming from. It's going in one direction. It's going north.
Vidar, filled with anger, immediately stands up and he slings his mattock over his shoulder and, just ignoring everyone, starts walking in the direction of where the tracks lead.
Yeah.
Are you going to stay out front? Are you going to like continue on? Like, what's your order if you guys are making this journey?
Well,
Cody's
I'm
gonna
gonna-
stay.
Yeah. Aravule would respond to Arthanur and say, I am a Dunedain, and men may be as they wish, either they good or ill. Those that choose good, they rise above the nature of men. I will not debate you on the fallibility of a man. But we cannot all be elves and born in such where we know our place in the world. A man chooses his own path. And he's like, says, now I will go find those that stole this from our dead, and I will enact justice upon them. And he just follows Vidar.
So Vidar and Aravule out front. The other one's taking up the rear.
Mm-hmm.
God, I guess.
I'm staying near the hobbit because I am aware that hobbits are gentle folk.
So
I want to know
Aravule-
what Arthur's opinion on hobbits are. He hates everybody else.
Oh, and hobbits? I'm fine with hobbits. I feel Arthanur thinks the same way as you do, actually, ironically, about hobbits, that they're not meant for war, but they're a respectable folk. They know their place in the world, and they are good company.
20 years got to stick together.
Precisely. Unless they're from Mirkwood. I'm not. I'm dead.
What if they're from Lothlorien? Let's get.
So I want Vidar and Aravule. Make an
Yeah.
awareness check.
Yeah, I'm good at that. Not today, though.
Hope,
I'll
no
spend
hope.
hope. Yeah, sure, why not? I already know what the.
That's not.
Alright, I use hope.
Vidar. I don't think.
Blinded by rage.
Yeah, I don't think hope would help him.
No, it's not.
Oh, what's your wit? Because that's a wit-based skill, isn't it?
Awareness.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Awareness is body.
Body.
Oh, it's body. Yeah, you good.
Oh, is it standard or favored?
Not non. Well, is it underlined?
Yeah, is awareness a favor? Is awareness underlined? Because you use your favored for that.
No.
It's not for him, but he could get it if he spun it.
Yeah, because it would be
7
add
body?
7.
Don't be afraid to use hope,
Yeah.
especially
Yeah.
if you're almost full.
That's the only reason I did anything last session.
Okay, no,
So-
I'm not afraid to use hope. I'll use another point of hope and take that to 14.
You guys have 5 fellowship points. Remember, this session. You guys can recover hope that way too.
Oh, well, I'm at 7 hope, so I might need to eventually.
I'm at 3, so
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I get 2.
So while Arthanur and Aglaron and Goodwill are hanging back, kind of back to back, kind of scouring the area, looking for any potential ambushes, Aravule is following Vidar as Vidar crashes through the undergrowth, following this trail. They get about 50 yards, and both Aravule and Vidar just stop in their tracks, and they're about to take a step, and they pull their foot back, and they look down and they see just this area of ground that doesn't look quite right. And as they look closer, they're able to take their foot and like brush stuff to the side, and it's like a hastily covered up door, just has like sticks over top of it and stuff. And so they can push them to the side, and they can see that those tracks lead right down into there.
Like it's like a trap door beneath us, or it's like
like a real shallow cave that's been covered up with just like branches and stuff.
Oh, I getcha.
So you guys would have taken fallen damage and plundered into it just about. So
yeah, Aravule calls back. We found something.
I immediately just start tearing at the makeshift door, pulling it up and pulling it off, and I rush in.
Master Dwarf, wait for the rest. We will have our vengeance, but let's not be hasty.
I'll have my vengeance now.
And he puts his arm on your shoulder and kind of like pulls you hard, and he's like, listen to me now, Vidar. I will not have you falling like your cousin. I understand your anger. I understand your want for vengeance. But we will wait for the rest, so that we all will have it together.
Well, they better hurry then, because I'm going after my vengeance. He pulls his shoulder away, and he starts walking again.
He's like, hurry up!
I walk at a brisk pace.
Yeah, of course you do.
Yeah, Goody's also going to follow it as fast as he can.
And Aglaron is now covering the procession with his bow.
A hole in the ground. The brigands. Oh boy.
Descending into the cave, you can hear the slow drip of water and the trickle of a shallow subterranean stream. It is dark, but not so dark that you're unable to see. Indeed, here and there are small holes in the roof that reach into the forest above and let in a measure of pale light. It's cool in here, but there's no breeze, giving the place an eerie feeling of stillness. A bat flutters, screeches, the slight commotion as several of them are disturbed from the roost and they flee to the outer world. But you delve deeper. Far away, whether below you or to the north or to the south or east or west, it's hard to tell. You can hear human voices. The sound is so faint, you can't make out the words. And the way the cave is constructed, it just makes it hard to tell direction. Direction of the sound's impossible to pick up on. But you hear like human laughter and guffawing.
They sound like louts.
Can I search for footprints?
Indeed,
Undoubtedly
Master Dwarf.
louts.
I didn't catch that. What was that? Can I search?
Indeed, yes.
It continues.
Man, for a D12, that shit comes up often.
But believe it or not, we're about even on eyes to dolls.
Are you actually keeping track?
I've got a tally here.
Here's the thing, though, Dwarf. You see very, very clear checks. You guys are not made a game in this. You see very clear tracks going down a couple different pathways, and it's very obvious to you, Vidar, which way to go. So follow that trail.
Well,
Can I roll hunting to?
Hunting?
Yeah, following
Would
tracks.
you have a reason to doubt him?
Oh, I see these tracks.
Yeah, he's a dwarf.
All right.
Oh, I'm going.
I'll allow it.
Good thing you did.
Aravule grabs Vidar and says, "Wait!" And he points up, and there's spider webs kind of at the top of the cave, and he's like, "I don't think that's the way to go, Master Dwarf. Why don't you leave the tracking to myself or Aglaron? I know you burn hot for vengeance, but, well, one of us would be better suited to lead our path."
Boy. He looks up and he sees the webs that he hadn't noticed before pointed out to him. Boy, I just want to get in there and get these fools. You lead the way, but you better make it quick.
There is no rushing a good tracker. It is the first thing I learned when I was a boy. Come this way. And he heads down the other way, and he stops every 15, 20 feet. And he's like putting his ear to the ground, to the wall, that sort of thing. And he says, "Yes, the voices are coming from this way. Hurry. Now we make a bit more haste, but do not be hasty." And he heads that way. I guess I'll be in front if I have to.
Yeah. So Aravule, I marked your extra point on your sheet.
Mm-hmm.
He rolled like an extraordinary success. So
Yeah.
he's able to lead you guys Aragorn style to where this brigand camp is. So. So as you turn this corner, you can see like far in the distance, like these 4 humans sit about a wide table that's heaped high with coins and old armor and weapons and a few jewels. They seem to be dividing it up and are arguing over something. "Watch your mouth, John. You don't know nothing. You know less than nothing. And I know you've been having your head in the clouds, believing tales of dragons and far-off wars. That was no man of Gondor. If it was, he wouldn't be dead. And as for the dwarf, well, they ain't as stout as they'd have you believe." At the base of the table, leaning against one of its legs, is an intricately carved shield. It glitters longingly in the firelight.
How far away are we from them?
You can visual range.
Is there any obvious exits besides the way we've come?
That they could flee into?
Mm-hmm.
No, it's like they're at like a cul-de-sac of a cave, you know.
Yeah.
Damn, I want quadruplets.
I want to sneak up on them.
Aravule would call out probably.
Well,
unless you tell me that's what you want to do or something.
Oh yeah, I want to hit one of them right in the head, and I just want to sneak up on them, and I want to I want to make it known and obvious when I swing.
All right, go for it. Stealth TN 16 though.
You can do it.
Oh my god! What a roll!
God damn, that's a sneaky dwarf.
All right.
Holy
So
shit!
how's this
That's the
work?
best roll I've ever seen, I think.
How's this work? So
so
it's a
you-
handoff and a great success.
So
if you want-
using the rocks and shadows to my benefit, and my smaller stature as far as height goes, I kind of just make myself one with the rocks, and I move from shadow to shadow to shadow until I come right around the corner where they're all talking and giving each other a hard time, until I'm just right around the corner from one of them. And I want to smash his head.
All right. With that roll and the surprise attack, you can take one of them out. So
I'll take that one out right next to me. As I come around the corner, I just yell, "Boy!" And as he turns to look, my mattock hits him right in the face and slams his head against the wall.
Getting brutal for Middle Earth here.
Mhm. Should be a nondescript kill.
so
No.
these.
Good.
Go ahead.
No, good. Aravule would step forward and say, "Throw down your arms, and no harm will come to you."
Yeah,
So the brigands stand up as Vidar looms from the shadows, and their buddy just gets clobbered. And they look for a second at Aravule, and then they just look at the friend with his smashed head. They're just like, they shake their heads, and it's like, whoosh, they all draw their swords. Battle is joined, my friends. All right. So battle rolls. Everybody do a battle roll against TN 14.
Get spice.
Oh, there we go. One more.
Let's not get spicy.
Yeah, not looking so good on that. Get that out of the way on the shit battle roll, though.
God.
So Aglaron, you have one bonus die. And is he the only one?
I think so. Let's see. We got Aravule, Arthanur.
Yeah, he's the only one.
Yeah, that's it.
The brigands are going to actually be able to go first on this. And so they're going to rush.
Do we pick stances?
Yeah, pick stances. I want you guys to pick stances, and
Defensive.
there will be a time to get off one volley.
Ooh.
No, then we shoot the volley.
Is rearward possible with the short sword, or is only for ranged?
No. Oh, only for range, real.
Only for ranged.
Okay, so I'm going to be in defensive.
Yeah.
Goodwill.
Me and Aglaron are shooting them up.
And I'm going to be in forward.
Vidar forward.
Oh yeah, he's enraged.
Do you have any ranged weapons though to volley with?
Me? No.
Okay.
Oh, he's right next to him. I'm not going to let him do that.
I'm standing right there.
There you go.
Aglaron, you going to be ranged or?
We literally all hit
Definitely.
our volley though.
You won't know there.
Aravule, where are you going to be?
Defensive for now.
Arthanur?
Defensive.
And who has ranged?
Me, Aravule, and Aglaron. AAA.
Tell me.
we all volleyed. I think we all succeeded.
We don't know the TN.
Well, two of us were
Oh
Gandalf.
yeah, two of you
so-
definitely did. I don't know if I did.
I think for opening volleys, I think it's 12 plus parry. If somebody wants to look that up, they can. You got 2 Gandalf, so they both hit.
Yep.
And your damage is probably 5, right?
Yes.
My bow damage is... Yes.
Yep.
If I succeeded, do I add body to bow?
Aglaron, also remember that you get an extra die because you're in the dark.
Right. Oh, yeah, I'd forgotten that.
And did you already you also took a mastery for bow. So did you already add that in or no on your sheet? If you didn't, you would be actually rolling 4 dice.
12.
Yeah, I don't guess I did. Rating 2.
We'll look it up later. It's no big deal.
10 is 12, by the way.
Yeah.
Plus shield if they have shields. And
So
parry.
they have 3. So it's going to be 15.
Whatever
so
the parry rating.
2 of you hit anyway, right? So are you guys aiming for the same guys that you take them out?
Sure.
So he would be down to 2. And then did somebody else?
I rolled a 15 exactly with a great success.
What's your damage?
Bow damage is 5. I don't know if I add body to that. Or that to my
Yep.
combat value.
You did.
12.
Damage. Your damage.
12 total.
So you take one of them out.
So there's only one guy left?
Nope, there's one with 2 and there's one with full.
Okay.
And they're going to... one of them's going to engage with the dwarf. The other one's going to engage with the one that just took out one of their friends. And they're going to attack. Let's see here.
Ooh.
This is for Aravule.
They're attacking me?
Or, I'm sorry, the elf.
Yeah,
Oh,
kill
that's
him.
just enough.
21.
That guy.
So you take...
Well, I mean, look how good that roll is. That's retarded.
That had to be good, yeah. I had
Yeah,
to.
you take 5 plus 3. You take 8 endurance hits.
Don't you have armor?
Yeah, I'm at 22. I'm at,
Armor doesn't
20.
really do that.
Yeah, armor is only if they
Wound.
edge.
Yeah.
Ooh, actually, roll your armor because edge is 10 on that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What's the roll to avoid injury or whatever?
16.
You gotta roll your protection.
Yeah, there you go.
Of course.
Barely, of course. Of course.
I'm still weary now, so
You're wary.
yeah.
So you take one,
Last
man.
can.
You're like, this is no spider.
About time.
I can't handle if it's on 2 legs.
The other one goes to Vidar. I actually should have done that in a different order. So
Too late now.
Yeah.
I don't think it matters.
And the one against Vidar misses.
Yes.
So it would have mattered.
All right, you guys are up. Vidar first.
Oh, I've been looking forward to this. And what's the target number? Because I'm forward.
Just roll it and I'll tell you.
9.
Yeah, it's 9.
9 plus whatever their parry is.
It's 6.
Oh, that's-
It's actually
that's
6.
funny.
It's 6 plus 3 is 9.
Oh, it's
9
6.
total. So you kill him. Arthanur's up.
Oh, ready for me to fuck this because I'm tired? I'm gonna stab him. No, I'm just gonna stab him.
No, you did.
Yeah, no.
Gandalf.
Gandalfed him.
It's gonna be 5. Oh, with an edge of 9? So he gets to roll for a wound.
Takes if he dies.
Yep. So let me roll protection on him and see if he dies.
Injury 14. He has to be 14. see you.
Of course. It's fine. That's fine, though.
How dare you strike me, and then just right in the neck. Kick him off.
So it seems that just as it started, it was over. 4 men lay slain there, the shield laying against the table. This table piled with treasure.
Goody at this point kind of can't help himself. He sees that treasure, and there's a wide smile on his face as he kind of goes scurrying forward towards it. He forgets Arthanur's caution about staying by his side.
Aravule steps forward and... Yes, take what we can. We'll use it against the shadow in one way or another. There's no way to return it to whoever it might belong to. If we can figure that out, then we will, but... Then he goes to the shield and picks it up and says, "Come, let's be quick about this. We know there's spiders in here."
So who's close to the shield?
I'm gonna pick it up, I suppose.
So as you pick up this shield, a shadow seems to come across your eyes, and the shadow seems to be dropping down from the ceiling. And you look up. Ah, you have returned.
Oh, fuck.
I tried to stab whatever's above me, obviously.
Goodwill takes a look up and sees this and he says, "Nasty spiders," and he goes running back into Arthanur's feet. Forgets the treasure for a moment. Oh shit, Battle of Helm's Deep.
All right, battle rolls again.
Let me pump the volume up.
My god, my battle roll is atrocious. Nice.
Doc, you get 2.
I get 2 what?
2 bonus die.
Bonus die, yeah.
And that's it, man.
Yeah, our battle rolls have been sucking.
Oh, so I gotta...
Their eye.
All right, so as far as who goes first, there's some distance from you still.
Can we volley then?
Yeah, you're going to get a chance to volley.
Everyone aim for the big one.
Oh, shit.
I basically need a Gandalf on the bow to hit, so...
Airvol missed.
Not bad.
Aglaron.
Hit in an eye.
You get another... He gets another... Doesn't he get another dice?
He gets 2 more. Roll 2d6. That's 8. So are you going to for the big one?
Yeah.
24. I'm pretty sure 24 would hit. Let me look here. Find them.
Oh, Jesus, I hope so. Damn, that's...
If not, we're in trouble.
Yeah, seriously, yeah. I run with the shield.
So what's your damage on it?
5.
Alright, face it.
Hey, one of those was a 6.
Oh, yeah.
So he gets his body.
Yeah.
Which is a 5.
So 10 damage?
Yep.
Do you
Nice.
get your favored attribute for favored weapons? Or no?
Yes, if it is favored.
Oh, well,
yes.
then it'd be a 6 instead of a 5.
So 11.
Oh, fuck, I gotta start remembering that shit. The spears are fucking 9.
Is that all the ranged people?
Yeah, I failed mine badly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's see here.
I'm closing that out. Shit's getting on my nerves.
So are you guys changing your stances, or are y'all going to be the same stance?
I'm
Hell
definitely
no.
defensive right now. I'm being weary.
Hell no.
Aglaron's ranged still, I'm guessing.
Absolutely. The bow is his shtick.
Vidar, are you going to still be
I don't
close?
think I'll ever go out of green ever again.
Oh, God. Shit.
Vidar, are you going to be close?
Yep.
Okay. I'm actually going to see who goes first. I'm going to do an opposed battle roll. Who has the best battle? Actually, why don't you do this? Who has inspiration?
Inspiration? Inspire? Oh, I have good inspire.
All right.
3.
If you beat 16, you guys get to go first.
Okay.
Ready for
You
the
have to
5?
give your little
Oh,
You
you
could
have to
hope
give
it.
your-
I'll spend hope to go first.
as you give your little battle call. For Kodonin!
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I say.
All right.
And I don't need any encouragement. I just go rushing in. Whoa!
Have you even been hit yet, Vidar?
No.
All right, you go first.
So I charge that behemoth, raising my mattock over my head. And as soon as I get over near him, swing it.
God!
No!
It's starting. It's starting. It's starting.
That's not happening this time.
And I trip on a rock on my way there.
You miss. You
It's
miss.
starting again.
Arthanur?
Oh, shit.
Actually, I need to engage you guys with these.
Yeah, unless I'm throwing my spear at him. I don't think I'm not feeling that confident.
It doesn't have to be engaged with us to attack it, does it?
Yep.
Yeah, it does.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Alright.
You can't attack anything else until.
Yeah.
Oh, baby. Not that it matters a whole lot without anything else, but...
So Arthanur. Spear flashes in the dark. Aravule.
Yeah, attack the.
Well, who has the next highest wits?
So, I'm not sure,
We'll just let you go. It's fine.
ooh.
but my wits
Sure,
are
I'm
5, so probably
That kills him.
it doesn't matter because yeah.
And Goodwill.
Hide, Goodwill, hide.
You can disengage and hide. Like you can do that.
Oh, I can do that? Oh, yes, I'm going to do that. I'm going to...
What did we say it was? Athletics something?
What is this? Let's see.
Yes.
I don't have athletics, so then I don't think that'll work.
I think it's flee. Flee.
I can pose a riddle and
Not
confuse
just
it.
stealth?
I'm trying to find the part where it says fleeing.
There's also
fine. That's fine.
Look, guys, I'm out.
If you want to do stealth at 16, I'm down with that. That you can sneak away.
Bye-bye.
So Mr. Hobbit, how do you duck out of this?
So I'm just gonna like you guys are busy battling the spiders, and then you see me there, the corner of your eye for a moment, and thing you know, it's like gone. It's like as if Goody was never there to begin with.
I'm moving into the GM layer.
He climbs up into the stalactite.
Yeah, I reward good RP. So, Aglaron.
Alright, Aglaron will fire at this thing.
Big dog.
Yep.
You get 2 more.
Yeah, use those.
Hey, see here. Did you mark yourself as wary yet?
Me?
Arthanur.
Yeah, I'm worried.
Yeah.
Yeah, it popped up as worry.
I just rolled really good in that last one.
Okay.
It was 8554.
So Aglaron. Actually, I don't think you're going to hit him with that. 18.
Oh God. Fuck.
Well, rearward is 12 to start, right?
12
Yeah.
plus what? 12.
I don't know. That's a
12 plus
Plus parry shield. I don't know. It probably didn't have a shield.
18. Yeah, you don't hit him. Wait, let me see here. Oh, great spider. I don't have him remember. It's 5. So 17. Yeah, you do hit. So your damage is 5, I'm guessing.
5, yes.
All right.
emo leader will tell you good job, I think.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he doesn't want a hobbit fight.
Yeah.
Spider turn.
That ain't your shtick. Oh, Vidar, you brave soul.
Are you in forward?
Yeah.
Oh.
He's a fucking madman. I admire the courage, but holy shit.
You did not watch last session, I understand.
No, I caught all that, but
It's good RP.
Vidar, I think, would be doing this.
Yeah.
So the great spider, as it's rushed by Vidar, it rears itself up on its hind legs and claws the air and says, you just hear this hissing in your mind, and you can really just hear shrieking, but it seems to say, run away, dwarf. Run away to the light and never come back. So I want you to do a corruption test. He's spending hate. He's going to do a dreadful spells. If you fail, you get a shadow point. You also get poisoned. And you also can't attack the spider for 10 rounds minus whatever your...
Jesus Christ.
10 rounds. How do I do a shadow test?
Or it's just a corruption test, so it's your wisdom.
Oh.
Oh God.
Oh my god.
Two ones.
Poor Vidar.
6. I don't think you can beat that even adding something, right? You can't get to 14.
No way.
Wait.
No, I can't get to 14 with anything.
Oh, you don't actually get wounded. You don't get poisoned. I'm sorry. So,
I was like, wow.
yeah. So you give yourself a shadow point.
Oh, what's another one?
And you can't attack the creature for rounds 10 minus wisdom.
Which is 2, so 8.
8 rounds, you can't attack him. That big spider.
Holy shit.
That's pretty rowdy.
And Aravule's spider. That's going to hit.
It's gonna hit.
Ooh, thank you for taking that one for me.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be an edge as well. So it's going to be 6 damage. So it'll make you weary again, I'm guessing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is going to be tough, man. And you're going to roll protection.
Oh, protection's no problem.
Against 14. Yeah, you probably hit that.
Nice Dolph.
So the sting hits you, stings your shoulder, and this thing's torso rears back and tries to go straight towards your midsection just to finish you off, and it just glances off of your mail. And Arthanur's spider. $15, that misses.
Me?
Yep. Good.
My
Well,
bad.
good guys are up again, right?
Oh, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
Vidar. Well, it's Vidar, but he can't attack the giant spider.
Mm,
Can't I attack another one?
yeah, you could.
Yeah, you can disengage and attack another one. I'll allow that.
I mean, or is he meant to just like stand there and stare in awe?
Yeah, I don't know. I think you can attack one.
Feel like shooting
I cut
down
the
all the
web, I cut the web.
So he realizes for whatever reason something has come over him and he can't bring himself to attack the larger one. But out of the corner of his eye, he sees another one attacking Aravule. So he turns and swings his mattock around in that direction. Again with the ones.
You might still hit.
6. Yeah, it's still hit. Let me look here.
It's gonna be
So
crazy.
forwards. Yeah, that's still going to hit. That's still going to hit. And
Oh
so,
yeah, because I'm forward. That's right. Yeah, that definitely hits on
and
forward.
you used your favored attribute for your mattock. Or I'm
Yes.
sorry. It's for your damage. So 8 plus 8, 16. That one's dead. Now Vidar does what dwarves are meant to do. I think Onar just had bad luck.
Yeah.
Brat luck.
Oh, yeah. Onar just got smashed.
Abandoned character luck, quote unquote.
Mm.
And go ahead and drop that 8 down to 7, please.
All right. Who has the next highest wits? I think it's Arthanur.
Yeah.
Of course. I'm gonna fuck one of these from being weary, though. Yep. Not that I would have hit anyway.
So you miss. Aravule.
I guess I'll attack the great spider. From defensive stance, of course.
Someone better start hitting it.
That's a miss.
We're all kind of
Yes,
tired
it
right
is.
now.
As they're swarming this great spider, Goodwill, the dwarf, the hobbit, is in the shadows lurking. What's he doing?
So I saw that somebody said that this thing is hanging from the ceiling. Could I be stealthy and try and like whack the webs to drop her down to the ground and help my friends that way? Sneaky hobbitses.
Sneaky offices.
Yes. You can do a stealth at 16.
Okay.
If you fail, you provoke an attack.
Oh.
But if you succeed,
It'll be
just-
glorious.
Just hope if you have to.
If you succeed on her next roll, I'll roll that feat die twice and use the lowest. How's that sound?
Awesome.
Just don't I.
Yeah.
Oh,
There you go.
So how do you RP this?
So while the battle is raging below me, I'm like, stealthily crawling. A couple of times my foot slips with all that water and, mire around. But I finally get to that web that's holding this nasty creature, and I hack at it, and I'm not strong enough, so it's not like a single blow. It's like 2 or 3 blows hacking at it, and finally just breaks. And Goody is smiling in the darkness, hoping his friends see his act of courage.
So this thing falls to the ground, just falls like 10 feet and just crashes and scurries. And so it's like flipped over on its back. So it's kind of essentially prone. So this next turn, it's going to lose its turn. It's going to have to flip over before it attacks.
Yes.
Thank you.
With a Gandalf, great success. That's pretty good.
That was a goody job right there.
Yeah, it was.
Nice.
Now Aglaron's back.
Oh no! It's happening again.
Oh,
Now what is the total up here?
9.
11 to 8.
Yeah, exactly.
11-9.
We get into combat, and then it, of course, starts pouring on.
So he misses.
Oh shit! Does Goody make sure you check that if you have one already in that stealth area, like whatever the location thing, make sure you get a second one, because that's
Yeah, so Goody, so stealth. He had nothing, so he gets a point there.
He passed the stealth test though.
Yeah, he gets a point. If it's not filled out at all, you just get the first one.
Yeah.
Then to fill in the second tier, you need a great. Then the other one, extraordinary.
Yeah, he's got 2. He passed the stealth to hide in the first place.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Damn, Hobbit's racking it up.
Mm-hmm. He's gonna be our
The
Swiss Army
non-combat
knife.
characters. The non-combat characters use more skills, so they probably.
Yeah.
They do.
I think that's cool.
Awesome.
But then if they fight, they die. So that's
They're kind of like if MMO, they're like a buff character or whatever.
yeah, support.
Yeah,
He's our
support.
Swiss Army knife.
So the great spider rights itself up, flips on its legs again, and starts to scurry around on the ground now, and ready to go next round. Arthanur's spider attacks.
Roll the Gandhi.
No, don't jinx me. Oh!
There you go.
Oh!
All right, back to the top.
Vidar.
Vidar yells and runs, still unable to bring himself to attack the great spider. He doesn't know why. He knows it's not his courage, but for some reason he's compelled to not hit it. But he runs straight at this one.
Pussy.
I've got no problems attacking you, little one.
Nice.
That's
Your
actually
damage-
okay.
Your 8's damage, right? Your damage is 8.
Yes.
Right. That kills him.
Oh, I stand there holding my mattock. Who's next? Who's next?
Arthanur's
The one
next.
you can't attack.
Arthanur raised his hand. I'm next.
Yeah. Oh well, even though I'm tired, I still believe myself to be the great spider slayer, so I'll join Aravule in this fight. I might now.
You're defensive, no way.
Now, if I hoped that I get 19, would that be enough?
12. What's that? If you hope you get 19?
Yeah, because I'd actually add favored body, so it'd be 9, it'd be 21.
Yeah, that would be enough.
Because that's how that works, right? If you have a favored skill and you hope it, you get the favored.
Yep.
Okay,
Mhm.
yeah, I'll hope it. Do 5 to him. Yes, I'm very familiar with your ilk. I'll be adding your head to my trophy collection.
Aravule.
I will also hope for that would give me a 20 for 7 damage. basically just cuts a deep gash down the thing's side.
Goodwill.
So Goodwill's gonna see that his friends are like now kind of back on top. He's going to take this opportunity to stealth down and collect as much of that treasure that was lying there.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna be sending Aglaron to take you home again.
Are you really gonna do that?
Yeah, I mean the role play here being that if we have to run away from this place, right, then we have as much gold with us, so we get something for what we have done.
Yeah, that's why you're doing it.
All right. I want you to make a corruption.
To protect our interests. That's right.
Actually,
Wait, no, is that not right? No, no, hold on.
No, make a corruption. It's the treasure's got some juju to it.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
You guys don't know this, so you know.
But it's roleplay wise, it's correct, right? It's not.
Oh yeah.
No, you're fine, dude.
That's definitely what you do, man.
Yeah, perfect.
Scoop it all up.
How do you do the corruption check?
Wisdom. Click
Wisdom.
your wisdom.
Okay, wisdom.
Oh, that's 12.
2 shadow points.
2 shadow points. Okay.
But you get some treasure.
Hey.
Is that total shadow, temp shadow, perm shadow?
Just it's permanent.
Okay.
Fucking dark hobbit. Aglaron, you're up, buddy.
Shoot this damn thing. We've done
Bring
some
her
damage to
down!
it. We have definitely done some damage to this thing.
Oh,
my
you got 2 more dice.
Yeah.
Could get 6s.
11.
Inauspicious return.
11. Let me see
Calm
here.
you.
11. What's bow is body? You still won't hit it. Wait.
Even with favored?
Wait. That would give you a 17, right?
11. Yeah.
Rob?
Yep. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
That could hit it exactly if you spend a hope.
Okay. Well, we will hope it.
Your damage is 5.
It is.
All right. And it's a spider.
Spider killer. Attack the spider killer.
He's like, I've heard tales of you. You slaughtered many of my brood.
Yeah.
Indeed, I did.
I've never wished for a PC to get knocked down before, but I might be right now.
I think I'm just going to attack. Man.
Oh, God.
It's also good that he got attacked just because he's so good on defense.
That misses you, I'm guessing, right?
Yes.
Yes, 21 is what you got.
If you're hitting me,
Actually. And spend a hate.
Oh.
hey.
I'll spend a hate at least just to make you look like a coward. He misses you, but make a fear check.
Oh, that would be wisdom. Or...
Yeah. It's actually that one's valor.
Oh, fuck. That's good. What would be my TN?
14.
Okay. And if I need to use hope, it would be body, right?
Yes.
And I will use a hope. So 16.
So it misses you, but it just like the stinger is just like all around your head, but you just don't flinch. You parry each blow with your spear. Why do you not die, elf?
Because I am meant to kill you.
All right. Good guys are up. Vidar?
Oh, I want to rush in so bad.
Because you could rush in and stand there and look confused. I mean...
Oh. I can't do anything, so whoever's next.
Cheer us on.
Arthanur is next, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Fucker just
really.
with it.
No, I'm gonna fuck that up.
Lord.
I told you, as soon as I go weary, I'm not very good anymore.
Aravule?
That's pretty clutch.
Got him.
That's pretty good.
How do you play that?
Kills him. So
Yeah,
he no, I was asked. That was a question. So basically, the spider rears up after our Arthanur attacks, and kind of like the spear misses. But as he does, Aravule runs with a spear and just like stabs it up through the thing's belly, and the black ick just like sprays all over him. And he just barely just like jumps out of the way as the spider like crashes down. He kind of rolls out of the way as the spear like pierces its body.
The sword?
Yes, sword, sorry.
Oh, you're good. I thought you took my spear for a minute.
Yeah. It's obviously blessed against these things.
Got him. Again, it falls silent. So they're like the 4 dead brigands. There's some dead small spiders, and this great heaving thing is just lifeless there. And you get the sense that this area has been cleared, and this whole area of the forest will be much better off for your deeds. But there's a treasure to deal with.
Aravule looks at Arthanur and says, "Are you well? I saw you take a wound."
Oh, 'tis nothing. By the end of the day, I'm sure I'll be back to where I rightfully should be in terms of health. Well struck, by the way. It is good to see that some other people besides me can kill spiders.
Vidar glances over at him. Boy, I think I killed me a couple of spiders as well.
Yes, dwarf, I think you did.
Let us not be patting ourselves on the back too much. Let's get this shield and whatever else we can carry and get out of here.
As you guys turn around and look around, you'll see like goodies like just rummaging through all that treasure and like just shoving it in every which pocket. You actually see like his handkerchief actually is out from his pocket in his hand, and there's like treasure being shoved into the pockets. There's this like the smile has got a different tinge to it. It's not a pleasant smile. It's kind of bordering on nasty at this point.
Ew.
Aravule he's like, "Goody, relax yourself. We have time."
Oh, you have killed the spiders. That's most wonderful. I'm collecting treasure for all of us.
So I want anybody that's taken part in collecting this stuff, which is probably going to be most of you,
Mm-hmm.
to make a corruption test, the same as he did.
I ain't touching it.
Wisdom.
You don't get anything if you don't get an eye.
Well,
When you say it like that. No, but it's more just Arthanur's not interested in trinkets.
well, I'm looking for
There's the shield
my.
there and stuff too, right?
And then Aravule wants to use this to fund the rebuilding of the place.
I'm going to use a hope to increase mine from 13.
Yeah, I Gandalf, so. can also hope, Rob.
Yep. So you guys both use hope.
Yep.
So you don't get any shadow points. Goodwill got 2 because you got the eye. So you find this treasure, and in particular, this shield is standing out to you. Now, what I want everybody to do, all right, is on your character sheet, give yourself 3 treasure, except Arthanur, he gets nothing.
Yep.
Actually, let's split up his. Everybody gets 4.
Encumbrance? Encumbrance 4?
No. So you give
Treasure.
You give yourself. There's an area.
Progress
that
and
says treasure.
keepings. Very bottom.
Oh.
That's kind of like the money system of this game or whatever. So everybody give themselves 4, except for Arthanur. And I want everybody, except for Arthanur, just to roll a feat die. So you can just roll any skill. Just roll a d12 or whatever if you want. All right, 6. Ooh,
Fucking Vidar!
he actually found something. Vidar, do you wear a helmet?
I do not wear a helmet.
Okay, let's see here. You found something. Okay. Let me see here. All right, so what you do, I want you to do another corruption test.
God damn it.
There you go.
So no shadow. Let's see here. This time player choose rolling. How many unspent experience points do you have?
3.
3. Now, you can roll a number of d6s, okay? Up to the number of unspent experiences you have that you want to make on this magical treasure roll, okay? If you roll a 6 on any of them, you're going to get some really good stuff. If you roll 2 6s, you actually will get like a legendary weapon or item. Like think of like fucking like Glamdring or something like that. So you can.
What's the negative roll?
The negative of it? You're still gonna find something good. It's gonna be worth a lot. You're spending them all. You knock your experience down to 0. Okay.
Yep.
Damn.
Now I just want you to roll a regular d6. See what you found. You found a precious object. 3. Oh, this is apt. Whisper coming your way. And you can RP pulling this out of the pile. It's not. Hang on a second. Won't let me whisper for some reason.
Well, that's weird.
/Vidar, and then whatever the message is, right?
No, /W.
/W.
Yeah, /W Vidar.
/W space Vidar.
Is there anything in the message that could?
I don't think so. Is there like when you do a /W?
It's because I had a number after the index of the number. So
Okay. Yeah, it went through. So Vidar is kind of rummaging through. What he's really doing is wanting to look for his cousin's weapon and armor because he wants to return his cousin's belongings back where they belong. And as he's rummaging through. As he's rummaging through, he reaches into a kind of a crevice where he sees something shining. Oh, look at this! And he pulls out a belt of steel links, like polished steel links. And each of the link is set with a pearl. And there's a buckle on there that has dwarvish runes. He said, oh, this looks like it might have belonged to some of my ancestors. I think I might keep this. And he takes the steel belt with the buckle, and he goes ahead and he puts it around his waist, and he hooks the ends together, and he wears this dwarvish belt.
So those of you among you who know crafting and whatnot, this is extremely fine make. A very ancient lineage. You've probably not seen much like this. Just out of character, it's worth 100 treasure.
Oh, wow.
Oh, shit.
So it's worth a good penny.
One of the few things the dwarves have made that is actually of value, I can see.
And where am I going to put that? In my just
make a little note on it.
In gear?
Just cut and paste that into in your just like your belongings or notes.
Okay.
And just mark that it's worth 100 treasure.
That could aid us.
You're already going to
Quite.
take it, shit. Boromir.
Give it to me. Give it to
Boromir.
me. Dog.
Is he trying to take it?
Know that for my people.
Elves, help me take this thing.
I have a great idea of what we can do with that.
Like how everybody's surrounding him now. It's like, hey, you got a pretty expensive belt there.
100 treasure, huh?
Yeah, Vidar kind of puts both hands on each side of the buckle and kind of just raises it up in the air, like, yeah, look at this.
That's fine. Let's get the rest of this out of here.
Can I do a search to see if I find my cousin's belongings?
Yeah, we can just say that you found them. You found them.
Hoorah! What did Onar have?
Just typical armor, typical stuff. Something similar you
Right.
have already.
Brett stuff.
Yeah, I think he had what did he use? He didn't have a matic. Did he have an axe?
He had an axe.
I believe he did, yeah.
Yeah, you find his axe. And he had a big hauberk he wore. If you find a big, heavy chainmail hauberk.
Okay. Okay, well, I found what I need to find. The rest of you can sort through this treasure.
No, I'm just taking the lightest, most expensive looking stuff.
All right, we're about done, guys. So I guess you want to head back to Fornost
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
with the shield.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Doppelganger.
Yeah. I don't know if I can handle 2 of those elves.
And so you return the way you had come. At this point, the journey is little more than a tiresome toil. Indeed, you've tread this trail more than once, so perhaps now the mood is happy. As you crest the low crown of hills to the south of Fornost, the sun is setting in the west. As the light dies, long shadows are cast across the ancient battlefield. And again, outlined in blue as the light fades, is the haunted Dunedain captain. Enarfil, he approaches. You have returned, he says, at once hopeful and surprised. Even the dead are still stunned by the daring deeds of elves, men, dwarves, and halflings, it seems. And my shield, do you have it?
I have your shield. Do I have your word that you shall aid the Prince of Cardalon in taking Fornost as you had promised?
It is not often that the dead have a chance to redeem themselves. You have my word, Prince of Cardolan.
And then here, man of Arnor, your shield. And I would present him his shield.
He takes the shield and again just kind of gets, there's a wind in the north and it comes down and just blows across the field and all these blue specters just kind of blow away. And the night deepens, and I want you all to pass a wisdom check. Nothing bad happens if you fail. But if you pass it, you actually gain a hope point.
Oh.
I could use that.
God damn it.
You said wisdom check again?
Yeah.
Well, I is not too strong at that.
Good is only one, right?
Yes, I think so. Yeah.
So give yourself a hope point.
Yay! Get one back.
Yeah,
Nice.
give you hope to get a hope.
All the way back to 10. To be fair, if anyone deserves it, it's fucking Goody.
Yeah.
So the next morning, the sun rising over the Kingsfell far to the east and beyond the forest, you can see a shadow receding. There, in the middle of the field of Fornost, is a single sword in the ground, bright and shining in the morning sun. It seems you can still hear the blare and blast of trumpets in the morning air. It also seems you hear growls of dismay coming from those within the conquered fortress. So there's a single sword like stuck in the ground out in the field.
Well,
So
let's
So,
go
like,
check
out-
that out.
yeah, like outside the walls of the.
Yeah, just not that far from you, like where the shield was.
Yeah.
Like-
Oh
like-
yeah. I walked it.
So who's going to take it?
I guess I
I guess
will.
Aravule. And so you just raise this blade up into the morning sun, and there's just shines. And I think we're going to call it a session.
Awesome.
Looks up, inspects the blade, and that's it.
Hoorah. My marine training kicked in.